Way to start us in strong. It opens up to just roll call.
Kaya.
Ryan.
Mickey.
Kyle.
And Steven! Huh?
Oh.
Okay.
Don't hear it.
Cool. I think Fredbot got some support with the influx of users from 2 weeks ago. So, welcome back, everybody, to episode, I believe, this is episode 32, actually, of the Mole Master campaign with the Odd Jobs, our favorite adventuring group from Mole Master. When we left off from 2 weeks ago. Welcome back, everybody, by the way. Thanks for joining us once more. The party had descended into the Underdark, leading Fergus into the bowels of the Underdark to find this elemental node, to snuff out this cultist, and to meet Fergus's contact, the person funding this whirlwind adventure of the Elemental Codex. Upon reaching a large cavern in the Underdark, the party spotted a group of well-armored dwarves being led by a priest bearing the insignia of Muradin, the god and the creator god of the dwarves. The dwarves descended upon the party, sniffing out using a dowsing rod or dowsing crystal, as the case may be, to find Fergus's location. A conversation was started with the party in what are now known as the Hammers of Muradin, led by Cole the Purefist, who we found out later was a old flame of Fergus himself. The party learned of Fergus' potential thievery, absconding away with the Elemental Codex from the Earth, I believe it's the Earthfast or Spur Mountains, the ones that are the southern from Mole Master. There, Fergus had made his way all the way up to Mole Master to finish his job, with the Hammers of Muradin following behind him. The party was on the cusp of an agreement, uniting together with the Hammers of Muradin against a common foe, the multiple elemental cults surrounding Mole Master, who would use the book and this new elemental node to bring untold devastation to Mole Master. As this agreement was reached to work together, with Fergus potentially being handed over to the Hammers of Muradin upon completion. The Cult of the Black Earth attacked with many a monster and cultists. The fight was brutal, with the hooked horror and a number of cultists descending upon the party. The tides were beginning to turn in the favor, with only the dwarves losing a single member, before reinforcements arrived. A creature known as a Zorn, erupting from beneath the earth, and with its many attacks, consumed Cole the Purefist in the midst of battle. The Zorn began to hunt down Fergus, who had tried to escape the combat by climbing up the sides of the cavern. Jasper tried, at least at first, to persuade Fergus to abandon the Codex and to escape the oncoming Zorn, using her superior mobility and boots of spider climbing to get to his location. But Fergus could not be swayed, and the Zorn absconded with the dwarf, going deeper and heading towards the elemental node. The party licked some of their wounds, gathered the two remaining dwarves, the priest known as Bori McRagny, and the hammer thrower of Muradin, Suni McRunner, and joined forces with them, venturing deeper into the caverns. There, they encountered the Earthen Cyst, this large, almost pustule of elemental energy, where water and earth underground meet together, finding no easy way into this strange, almost gelatinous-like cyst. The party was interrupted by the teleportation spell of a senior elder drow and a younger-looking wizard of a drow. This individual introduced himself as Mercivis, a drow hailing from the outpost of Sith Morcaine, who is the benefactor and the person behind Fergus's latest quest. Seeing the party in dire straits and noticing that Fergus is not present, nor the Codex, Mercivus offered his services to the party to help them retrieve the Codex from whatever's happening inside the Earthen Cyst. So, using a bit of a ritual and aided by the priest of Myrddin, the party took one last short rest before entering into the Earthen Cyst itself. As the party enters in to set the stage, let me get the correct music for this one. I think we're going to go Songs for a Dying World. There it is. As you enter, you see a cylindrical space as I pull up the map. The ceilings of this at its highest point are about 40 feet, sloping in. You see large stalactites and stalagmites, some almost connecting, creating these columns, almost as if holding up parts of this space. A dark, quick-flowing subterranean river cuts through this landscape. You see at one of these large pillars, second to the right if we're looking at the side view, you can see that Fergus, currently unconscious, has been almost stoned into the wall of this column, as if someone has placed a number of stones in front of him to hold him in place. A few feet up from the ground, you see the Zorn from earlier, a slight gash in its side from Jasper's earlier attack. Is currently feasting on the many precious stones that seem to run through this river. You can almost see from different parts of the river almost this sense of condensation of precious metals drawn to the power of the elemental node. The entirety of the room basked in this bright, vibrant green light that is so common of the cult of the Black Earth. The Zorn stands next to a pile of what appears to be corpses of the cults of the Crushing Wave. Unlucky enough to not be aided by the power of the Elemental Codex. Above, you can see that there are a number of stone platforms that defy gravity and hold still in the air, bobbing ever so slightly, almost as if they're floating on a current of unseen water. A stone path connecting some of the larger raised platforms of earth around. And there, standing in the center of the node, both in height and in distance, you see that there is an altar with the Elemental Codex placed firmly on it, almost like a concert or like a music stand. And you see what appears to be a humanoid draped in like a long cloak, big pauldrons on the side, a onyx and stone mask, their body almost seemingly covered in hard stones and dust, as if the very earth itself is blanketing them in this armor. And standing at each side as this individual continues to consult the Elemental Codex are two of these sacred stone monks that the party encountered earlier in their adventures out in the flooded forest. As the party enters in, there is a pulse of green light, and the energy inside the Earthen Cyst change. Could I have the party do two things for me? 1, roll for initiative. 2, please roll me a d8.
Would you believe I got the same thing on both?
I would. That sounds exactly like something you would do. 8 on both. You got it. 7. 7. Okie dokie. So, let me just get it, and I need 3 rolls. Mercivus, Bori,
Some good D8 rolls, everybody.
Suni.
Yeah, right. Seriously.
Okay, so got it. At the top of it, you, and then you, and then you, and then after that, oh, son of a bitch. 14, so then goes Yeah, and then okie dokie. So, as you enter into the earthen cyst and you feel the power of the elemental node begin to wash over you, um, Jove, you do not feel any different upon entering in. While you can feel the actual arcane power here wash over you, almost like a second skin being washed over you, both earthen and almost liquid in a sense. Um, Jasper, Rornak, and Freddy, you feel as if gravity has increased. An intense weight pushes upon you. Gravity has increased on you three. At one rank of this, your jump speed is reduced by 5, and your movement speed is reduced by 5.
Now we're all Joe.
Funny enough, too, the party members still have 10 feet more movement speed.
That's true. Now I'm Jove.
Yeah.
As you feel the weight of this increase. Ooh, I need to roll for NPCs. All right. Okay. Okay. Mercivus also does not feel these effects. However, the two dwarves feel gravity increase or decrease on them, begin to pull in another direction. Their movement speed is increased by 5, and their jump speed is also increased by 5. At the start of this, would you believe it's Jasper? You can see that and just to set this, the Zorn is currently in front of that column, splashing around in the water, eating the many precious stones and metals that are starting to accumulate there. And then the leader of this ritual, flagged by two stone monks, are at that kind of center platform that is not connected to the earthen path. You got a good feel of the area and environment? Just want to make sure I set it up clearly.
Is the Zorn on the column that's kind of on the left-hand side, the hatched one that's south of the river? Is that what you're saying?
Yes. It's actually on the north side of the river. So,
Oh, okay.
Yes, on that side. So Fergus is currently encased in that column. And then directly below it on the banks of the river is the Zorn. But Jasper, take us away.
I think she for sure notices the Zorn. And I think we'll just she doesn't know where everyone's planning on going, but she needs to stand between them and the Zorn, so just probably like stand maybe 10 feet south of it.
Okay, you are on the opposite side of the banks from it. The current of water. So it's there, and then 5 feet, and then you on the opposite side of the bank.
Okay. Maybe 5 feet further back than that. If I could.
Yes, you have the movement speed for it.
Yeah, she'll just take a dodge action and wait to see what everyone else's plan is.
Absolutely. Then we move on to Jove.
Okay, Jove is going to follow behind where Jasper is. And even though he doesn't like this Fergus dude, doesn't want to see him get eaten by the Zorn. So he's gonna go ahead and let loose a javelin at it.
At the Zorn? You got it.
At the Zorn, yes.
At the Zorn. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'll go ahead and do that. That is for a 19.
A 19? A 19 just hits.
Ooh-wee. Okay. We've got a... I'm going to go ahead and use my Impaler to reroll my damage die.
Nice, nice.
That is going to be for 6 piercing. And I want to be more kind of easterly. I don't want to be directly behind Jasper, but I want to be kind of back and to her right, so more onto that like eastern part, if that makes sense. Closer to that circle that looks like it's
closer.
15 feet.
Yes, absolutely. That is a platform that is 15 feet in the air, so it floats above you.
Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah.
Yes, so underneath it, there's nothing, but you can move underneath that with your movement speed. So you run up.
I don't want to be right under it. I'll be right next to it. How's that sound?
Right next to it, slightly behind Jasper.
Yes.
Okay, you're slightly to the left of that. Not directly underneath it, with Jasper in front of you. You run up, throw a javelin, and it sticks into one of the arms of the Zorn. It looks over almost as if like a small insect has stung it, and with a brush of one of its arms, you see the javelin snap off of it. While you can see that there is a small nick there, even though you hit it dead on, its hard skin seems to resist against your spear points. Or javelin points, as the case may be.
Nope.
Gotcha. All right. Anything else from you, Jeff?
Yeah, I'll stand there.
It is then the leader of this ritual's turn. As the sound of individuals running as new forms approach the earthen cyst, and the sound of a javelin is let loose, plinking against the hard skin of this Zorn, this rocky surface. The individual casts a glance backwards, and as if almost scooping earth and water from the air, carves out this glowing green mud substance, almost as if from the air itself, and flicks it back towards one of the stone monks. You see it grows over their body, almost seeping into every pore and crevice of this individual before being absorbed completely, and that is going to be his turn. As we move down, it is now Rornak's turn.
Okay. The pauldron-wearing fellow and his monks that he's at, about how far away from us are they?
From where you're at, they're about 15 feet up, and from you, they are 15 feet forward and 15 feet up in the air. They are currently suspended on this central platform.
Okay. If I try to throw a dart, that probably is outside of range, right? Or it would be a disadvantage.
It would definitely be a disadvantage as you're trying to curve it kind of up and over to hit these individuals. While you certainly may attempt it, it would be a disadvantage.
Gotcha.
At least from this angle, as you're trying to, fight a up floating rock hill battle.
Okay. And then how far then is Krumeg at from here?
Fergus is from
Sorry, I
you.
mixed the two up.
Classic.
He's about 30 feet away, right in front of him being that Zorn, who has yet to act, but has clearly been alerted to your presence.
Okay. For the time being, I think I'm gonna assist with dealing with the Zorn along with Jove there. So I'll move the 30 feet over and take an attack on the Zorn.
Gotcha. Go ahead.
That is a not natural 20.
A not natural 20. Yeah, that'll do.
Okay. And that is going to be for 9 bludgeoning.
9 bludgeoning. Gotcha.
And I will take the... I'll spend a key point for the Fury of Blows. Let's go for a couple more.
Absolutely.
That's an 11.
That's not going to do.
And a 19.
A 19 will just hit.
Beautiful. And that's another 9 bludgeoning.
Beautiful.
Let's go with that.
Yeah, you strike against this creature, and you have to put so much force into it. You can feel parts of its kind of earthy, rockin' exterior slightly begin to crack in some places. But even though you're getting these hard strikes, it's quite literally like hitting something harder than stone. As you do like your multi-attack and you bring in like an unarmed strike with like a strong kick, you connect and you can feel that kind of reverberation back through your body. As you are doing damage to it, but you find your blows are not connecting as hard as they were with the cultist earlier.
Makes sense. End it there for me.
Gotcha. It is then the stone monks. As one looks down at you, Jove, and you see them kick part of their platform, and a rock comes hurtling towards you. That is only going to be a 6, as it... And you see it shred into the ground to the side of you. A large miss with your short stature. Is then going to use a second attack and send one hurtling towards you, Jasper, at disadvantage. Yes, absolutely not. That is going to be a 10. As next to you, you see mounds of earth just get kicked up in a flurry of stone and dust and bits of water as this monk begins to kick pieces of earth at you. The other monk simply steps forward and dives headfirst into the stone and vanishes from sight. That's going to be their turn. As it is now... Oh, okay. It is now the priest and the warhammer. As the priest comes and moves forward, he is going to cast Bless. At a... How many are there? Second. So it's 4 at first level. I believe 3 at first level, and then 4, 5. And there are how many of you? 1, 2, 3. Gonna bless Jasper, Jove, Rornak, and the Warhammer. So you guys are currently under the effects of Bless.
Very nice.
So you add a d4 to saving throws and I believe attack throws. Okay, so the priest is going to hold the line a little bit back behind you guys, as the Warhammer is going to make a beeline towards this Zorn and strike with the Warhammer. Attack. Oh my god. Throws the Warhammer and with a crit fail.
Cool.
That's going to be... Rornak, you take 6 points of bludgeoning damage as the Warhammer crashes into you.
Ouch.
He's then going to use this bonus action to pull the Warhammer back as it... and step to... Well, gosh, with his extra. He's going to jump with the increased jump and jump over the river to the other side of the Zorn. It lands with a much more gentle. You've never seen a dwarf jump this far. I mean, you've thrown a halfling far, but this is a dwarf toss using only their own energy and clears the river, landing next to the Zorn on the opposite side, which is just in time for the Zorn itself. As the Warhammer and Rornak are both going to split attacks. You're each grabbing 2. Against Rornak, that is 11 plus a 17.
That meets.
And then a 12.
Does not.
And then against the dwarf is a 10, which is not going to hit, and a 23. Oof. Rornak, you receive 5 points of slashing damage from one of the claws. As another one comes through, as its multiple hands splay out in almost like a top motion, grabbing wildly at the creatures around it. One claw slices against you, the other one going up against the hilt of the warhammer this dwarf carries. However, its mouth almost moves across its body. You hear this sound of stone crashing against each other as it physically it opens its mouth and takes a bite out of this dwarf. It's gonna take, it's a big one, 3d6. Ugh. And he takes 15 points of piercing damage from the Zorn.
Oof.
Ugh. That is going to be the Zorn's turn. It is now Freddy.
Alright. So, I'm just going to do a firebolt at... I can still see one of the monks, right?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. We'll do a firebolt at one of the stone monks.
Go for it. Roll me firebolt.
Hey man, that's an 8.
An 8. You blow up a bit of the platform right underneath the monk's feet, but it does not catch.
My turn. I just make my distance as great as I can.
Yeah,
from
absolutely.
any enemies.
You enter in there, so if you wanted to use your 25 feet of movement, you could get, there's kind of that stone platforms to your left. You could try moving around. You could even climb up them. Choice is yours. Or there is a column directly up and to your left that you could get behind.
Let's get behind the column and start making my way over to the platforms on the far left side.
Gotcha. Yeah, with 5, 10, 15, 20. You have just enough movement to put your back to the column, blocking your sight from the Zorn and the stone monks. And blocking them from you. Okie dokie. Then last is Mercivis, who enters. Mercivis is going to... I believe this is a bonus action. Let's just double check. It is one action. Okay. Mercivis is going to cast Mage Armor on himself as he enters into this. And is going to follow your lead, Freddy, and head over. Is going to get next to you. You can see that there, as he kind of casts this, there's a light, kind of purple light that almost seems to rise off of Mercivis, as if a shadow from within now seeps out through his pores and creates kind of this blackish purple shell across his form. Then we go back to the top. Could I have everybody roll me a d8?
Oh, ho, ho.
Oh.
Got another 6.
Another
So
6.
one for Rory.
A 1. And then a 2 and a 1. Everyone but Jove. Jove, you feel no change once again. Everyone else, your gravity increases. So for those, I believe, that puts you guys all back at just normal gravity. For the dwarves, they also rolled low, so their gravity returns to normal. However, Mercivis has another low roll of 1, and his gravity is increased, or is pulled upwards another rank. He now has a movement speed of extra 10 and can jump 10 feet higher. Okie dokie. Starting us back up at the second round. Jasper.
Would love to get around behind the Zorn.
Unfortunately, its back is to a column, and then on 2 of its sides are the Warhammer thrower and Rornak.
Okay. No real squeezing in there, then. I assume it's the column that, okay, yeah, I see what you mean. So there's
Yeah,
probably
girl,
a
you got
space
it.
where I'm up against, I can get up against him and melee attack him though, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You have the Ring of Water Walking, do you not?
I gave that to Jove.
Okay. You could step into the river and then be up against him. If not, you would need some tricky vertical maneuvers to get a bead on this one without entering the water.
Okay. Yeah, let's try tricky vertical maneuvers. She'll like run all the way around this fight since she's got her 40 feet of movement back, and she's going to like walk up the column and above him if she can.
You may.
Beautiful. She will attack from that angle.
Absolutely. It takes you from where you're at 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Yeah, perfect. You have the perfect amount of movement speed to make this happen. With your 40,
Beautiful.
you have just enough to make it.
Any chance that's flanking, or are we just gonna call this?
With the Zorn, it does have tremor sense, so it is very aware that you are there. But, however, you do have allies flanking it. Like, allies present to activate sneak
Right.
attack.
Don't think it's gonna do it with the 16.
A 16. No, not this time. As you get around it and make a slash, one of its many arms goes up and almost knocks the blade to the side. Interesting enough, you see one of the eyes almost move across its flesh and go upwards towards you.
Don't love that. Yeah, that'll be her turn.
Okie dokie. Jove.
Okay, so since I have the ring of water walking, I'm gonna go straight north from where I am to cross the river,
Gotcha.
and then along the way, like right as I get to the other side of the bank, I'll throw a javelin at the Zorn.
Go for it.
That is gonna miss with a 14.
Yeah, it strikes against the Zorn but does not pierce.
Then he is going to use the totality of his movement to really just go straight across. He's heading for those back platforms, the one that goes 5 and then 10 feet.
Yes, you are able to get right up against that platform. So you're like right there. All you need to do is simply pull yourself up and over, and you'll be able to get there. But that's the bulk of your movements, or the full net for 25 feet.
Yep, and that's my turn.
Okie dokie. It is then the caster who is going to look down once again. And he is going to cast. Oh. That's interesting. Yeah. Why don't we do that? Looks down the column and sees you, Jasper. Could I have you make a throw of some sort for this really cool spell? And it is a strength saving throw.
Great. Okay.
Blessed.
Yeah, you got that bless. Ooh, I forgot to add my.
True.
What a
The bless is a D4.
Yes, indeed. Bless,
Oh,
I'll read it out for
beautiful.
everybody.
So,
It is, whenever a target makes an attack or a saving throw before the spell ends, you get to roll a d4.
that is a total of 19 for my
A
strength
19. A 19 will succeed the strength saving throw as part of this earthen column forms around you, almost like the bones of a rib cage, and goes to grasp around you. However, you are able to use your strength and break through parts of the stone as they crumble and fall below onto the Zorn.
Oof.
As you have passed my Maximilian's earthen grasp. That's the Stone Melder's turn. Rornak!
Alrighty, let's take another attack here at the Zorn.
Yeah, go for it.
Cool. Oh shit, that's a crit fail.
Crit fail, huh?
Yep.
Go ahead and roll me damage.
Okay. That is minimum for 6 bludgeoning.
6 bludgeoning. As you strike the column to your side and deal 6 bludgeoning to that column, Jasper, you feel the column shake from the impact of Rornak's strike. As a good chunk of it, ever closer to Fergus as well, breaks. Some of the rocks covering Fergus begin to fall. You can feel kind of the wave of motion through this column, Jasper. Your slippers of spider climbing, of course, keeping you right in place, but you can feel that the actual column of it begins to shake from the bottom. What else you got for me, Rornak?
Oof. I will do a follow-up unarmed one. No flurry of blows, just the one unarmed strike. So let's do
Gotcha.
another attack. Yep. Roll my bless. That's a 16.
A 16. You strike the Zorn, but do not crack its hard outer skin, if you could call it that.
If you could call it that.
If you could call it that.
That's all for Rornak, my good sir.
It is then the monks. One of them pops up right next to Freddy and Mercivus and is going to take an attack against each one of them, using an action to strike Freddy and as bonus action to unarmed strike Mercivus. Against Freddy, that is a unnatural 20. Against Mercivus, that is another unnatural 20. You both take 4 points of 4 points of bludgeoning damage as the monk rises up from underneath the earth, almost like Lemillion, with speed and with 2 quick jabs in each direction. You feel the side of your head get rocked by this strike as he pops up to the side of you. The other one standing on the platform is going to continue to rain down stone shards upon the party. One heading towards you once again, Jasper. The other one heading towards the Warhammer Dwarf. Against Jasper, no, that's a 14. Against the Stone Dwarf, that's 16. That will... Ooh. Oh, just does it. As he takes 4 points of bludgeoning damage. You can see as the stone strikes this dwarf in the side of the head, a bead of blood begins to run down, mixing into the dark beard of this dwarf. However, each strike only causes a minimal grunt from the dwarf as he continues his assault on the Zorn, for which is now the priest and the Warhammer. Warhammer will make a strike. Since it's right up there, it's going to make 2. That is only a 16 and a 10 as he strikes against this Zorn, not able to crack into its hide. The priest is going to look up over at the stone melter and touches the holy symbol of Muradin on the front of their armor and flings out a hand as if throwing a hammer, and you see from him a spiritual weapon flies across the room and heads directly for the caster. He's going to use his bonus action to make that attack. That's a crit fail. As it strikes... Yeah, as it strikes the platform, Rornak, can I have you make a dexterity saving throw?
That is with bless.
That is with bless.
That is a not natural 20.
A not natural 20. You hear the sound of this weapon striking the platform above you. Bits of rock, the size of almost like soccer balls, begin to fall down upon you. However, with your quick reflexes, you're able to move out of the way, doing kind of one of those cool monk-like side flips out, but keeping your distance to the Zorn. You do not take any damage from that. It is then going to use action to cast Sacred Flame as you feel almost this wave of heat go out. He is exactly the right distance for that stone monk. That stone monk is going to fail as you see a bit of what appears to be furnace fire consume that stone monk as he takes 3 points of radiant damage. Not bad. It is now the Zorn's turn as Rornak, Jasper, and the Warhammer are all going to take an attack with the arms. For Rornak, that is a 18. For Jasper, that is an 11. And for the Warhammer, there's a 15. So just you, Rornak, you take... Ooh, Max. You are going to take 9 points of slashing damage. Ouchies. From the Zorn. And with that, it is going to follow up its attack with you as it draws blood for a bite attack. Oh, my friend, that is a 21.
That does hit.
As it begins to grab at Rornak and pull it closer to its mouth, it takes a huge bite out of your arm, Rornak, as you take 11 points of piercing damage.
Ooh, I'm at 1 HP.
As this Zorn begins to pull you deeper and deeper into its maw, biting ever closer, you can feel it pierce into your flesh. Then it is Freddy's turn.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have many good options. Let's do... We'll just do a firebolt at the dude that just came and punched me.
Absolutely, that will be a disadvantage.
Oh, that's right. No, it's... Oh, wait, yeah, no. My other thing was a saving throw. Let's do a Vicious Mockery, then.
Vicious Mockery!
Yeah,
that
was my other plan.
That is a Wisdom saving throw, correct?
Yes.
Okay, that's a 12.
Just fails.
Ooh, psychic damage.
4 psychic damage. And there's disadvantage on his next attack.
Well done. What do you say?
At which point, I try to run away from him. I drum my lute and I say, "Nanny nanny boo boo, you can't catch me." as my purple discordant sound chords just engulf that stone monk, and I start darting in even further to the left.
Even further to your left. As you go out, it tries to make an attack against you. Does a 13 do?
It just hits.
Ooh! As you run, it catches you for minimum damage with 4 bludgeoning damage again. As you catch another quick jab straight to the other side of your head. Just pop! As you continue to run that way out of range, you've got your full 30 feet, so you move to the left.
Climb up on top of the 5-foot.
Yeah, you get right on up there with your movements.
And then I will lay prone up there.
Shoop, as you duck and hit the deck, you move out of the way, and that is on the far left one, correct?
Yes.
You run, get across the water. It's slowing you just a little bit as you enter in. It is difficult terrain inside the river. But with your full 30 feet of movement, once again, you're able to get through the river, climb up onto it, and lay flat, hopefully avoiding whatever comes your way. Is that Mercivus? He does not like this one bit, so he looks around and sees, oh, perfect. He's going to look up at that platform, and as if the shadows almost fuming off of him surround his body, he's going to cast Misty Step and bloop, get up to that platform, 15 feet above, and then throw back down at this individual. A ray of frost as he pulls together this cold, almost like shard, and just lets it drop towards this Sacred Stone Monk. That is an unnatural 20. All right. It does 4 points of cold damage as this ice shard drops and strikes this stone monk in the head, matching your 8 damage. 8 damage of psychic, 8 damage of cold. And Mercifus is going to hold there on top of this platform. As his weight hits it, you can see it lowers ever so slightly due to the increased weight. However, Mercifus is a dark elf. They are not known for being exceptionally tall or exceptionally well built, and he is a wizard. Back to the top of the round. Can I have everybody roll me some d8s?
Damn it.
All right, hold on. Click through. Rornak, what? There you are. Jasper and Freddy, you feel no change in the gravity. However, Freddy and Rornak... Oh, sorry, Jasper and Jove, you feel no change in the gravity. However, Freddy and Rornak, you feel it increase. Once again, you lose 5 feet of movement and 5 feet of jumping. As there's another pulse from the elemental node. You can see it's almost gathering, swirling, cracking, breaking, reforming as bits of earth, little bits of water from the river are pulled ever slightly towards it, farther and farther. Each pulse of it causing it to grow larger and pull more of this elemental energy into this ever-quickening orb. Jasper, what you got for me?
Rory looks like he's in a way, so she can't rightly just abandon him. So she's gonna did the dwarf die, or is he still
The dwarf is still alive. He's taken a couple of solid licks. The priest is untouched currently.
Gotcha. There's just nowhere for me to stand right now with the column, even though it's about to collapse, so, What were you gonna say?
Oh, I said that you could pivot around the column. Of course, doing so without taking the disengage action will cause an opportunity of attack. Mm-hmm. However, you could go around it and then get down next to Rory outside the range of the Zorn's attack. Since you have cylindrical movement with your boots, because you can go around this column. Come pick it up when I'm putting down.
I see. Okay. And the column as a whole is not gonna tip over in the next round?
Go ahead and this is more of, make me a nature check of the stone integrity of this column.
Well, it's not really my thing, but I rolled a 10.
Rolled a 10. You're not sure whether or not. It doesn't seem like it's continuing. However, you're worried that another strike, maybe two small strikes or maybe one powerful strike against the column might cause it to collapse.
Okay. Well, if it's the only way to hit the Zorn, that's what she's prioritizing, so let's go for it.
Absolutely. Making a strike against the Zorn. Go ahead, throw an attack.
Okie doke. That went off the table. So before bless, that's a 17.
You need to roll.
Plus 2, 19.
That just fucking hits.
Beautiful.
You feel your axe strike against the Zorn, and you feel right as it makes contact, this almost wave of furnace heat blow behind the force of your axe and drive it just deep enough in. As you slice into it, cutting it straight open, you can see that brown amber-like ichor begin to slide out from its body. How much damage?
That's going to be 16 magical slashing damage.
Absolutely. It lets out this awful sound of like rocks shattering, this screeching. as you cut deep into the Zorn, truly opening up a huge one. The rest of you see as Jasper's axe rips open into this creature, it unzipping it as if it were just normal flesh.
I think she would use her remaining movement since she has mobile to maybe get a bit out of its reach and off the column if I can.
Yeah, you absolutely have enough movement speed to walk behind the column and get back down onto the ground. And then that would only take you 5, 10, 15 feet of movement. You would still have 25 left. Wait.
Beautiful.
Yeah, you're currently at 0 gravity, so you're solid.
I think she's worried about the casters getting attacked. Actually, no, they look better than they were. So she's gonna climb up the 5-foot thing by Jove and probably stay there.
Absolutely. You get right next to Jove. And speaking of Jove, it is your move.
Yeah, Jove's gonna get up on that 5-foot platform. I don't think I have a view of the Zorn. If I'm
From right there, you do have a view. It's just hard because there's that dwarf, there's that column, and then there's that little area right there you could try to hit the Zorn.
Yeah. I should be able to, right, position myself kind of on the southern tip. And I think that would be exactly 30 feet to the book, since I'm 5 feet up.
Yeah, because it'd be 10, 15, and then 5, 10, 15 over. Yeah, I think that would be right there on the cusp.
Then I will go ahead and try and draw the caster's attention.
Ja, go for it.
So, and I'm blessed, so I'll add that d4.
Bless!
Ooh, so close to a nat 20. Don't even need it, but unnatural. Well, 24. Actually, 26. And then we'll go ahead and I'm going to use my last use of Favored Foe. So I'll add that d4 of damage to it.
Ja.
There. Nice. Actually, I'm going to use Piercer to reroll my d6. That's, sometimes you reroll it and it's a 1. Okay, so that is 9 piercing damage.
9 piercing, gotcha.
And then I am going to use the remainder of my movement.
Before you move, can I have everybody roll me another d8 as the caster takes damage?
Oh, jeez.
Alright, 1. Okay. That turns 3, 3, 5, and 7 for you. Gotcha. Rornak, Jove, and Jasper, you feel gravity continues to, you feel kind of that wave of energy over you, but does not increase or decrease. However, Freddy, you feel gravity increase on you once again. Your movement is reduced by another 5 feet for a total of 10. Yep. And your jump speed, you currently do not have a jump.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm laying down.
Yes.
Like a gravity ball.
Very heavily laying on the ground currently. So yes, continue on, Jove. You have your movement
Fall if
speed.
you stay on the ground.
Can't be knocked prone if you're already there.
He's gonna try, if he has enough movement, to scuttle up onto the 10-foot platform.
Yes, you are currently at baseline gravity, so you're able to clamber on up there.
Yeah, and so I imagine I'm kind of like right at where the path starts.
Yes, you are right there. You use 5 feet for your movement, move 10 feet over, get a bead at the caster. You throw your javelin up there, and with another kind of gout of furnace heat, it guides your javelin true. However, when it strikes, you can see as the javelin falls from the body that sand and stone begins to pour out from the wound.
I like that. Then yeah, he'll post up and be looking at these stones.
Absolutely. You're there and you see this path leading up and over the kind of that center platform connecting to the other side of the room with your passive 17. After that is going to be the caster. Oh, he did not like that, Jove. As you do successfully take his attention. As the caster. Okay. Yeah, I got another one of he is going to cast. Go ahead, Jove. And for this spell, I believe it is a dexterity saving throw.
Aight. I'm still blessed, so I'll go ahead and roll that d4 as well. Ugh. That is only a 10.
You fail to save as you feel the earth below you shake violently. You are thrown from your feet and land prone, taking 5 points of bludgeoning damage. The area right at the start of the... because this is a 10-foot area. So that entire top platform there is now difficult terrain as the entirety of it shakes violently and cracks as he casts Earth Tremor. You are currently prone.
Whatcha?
I'm gonna make a note. Okay. We got one. Gotcha. Okay, that is going to be the caster's turn as they return their attention back to the Elemental Codex. Is now Rornak's turn.
Alrighty. Taking a look at the map here. So I'm at like the base of the pillar basically right here. Am I, or how high up actually am I?
You are still on ground, the ground floor of it. You are, if you go one space down from the column and one space to the left, that is where you are at currently.
Gotcha. And was that that's like the rightmost column too, right? Or second
to the far right. There are 4 columns. Going from left to right, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
You are at the 3rd column.
Gotcha. Okay then. Just getting a better perspective where I am on this.
Of course.
A rough spot, but I don't necessarily want to. I don't necessarily want to leave Fergus. And for where it is right now, it's like 1 or 2 hits basically until that calm comes down on Fergus, right?
Go ahead and you roll me a nature check.
Okay. Well, with a crit fail, what do I know?
You feel like it's sturdy as fuck. You didn't hit it that hard.
Well, alright, going off that. Ronak is in a tough spot though with that, so I will use my action to down my last potion to get the full bit out of that. So
Absolutely.
That's A plus con, right?
Which level of healing potion? Did you use a minor healing potion or one of the ones that you crafted with that natural 20?
It's a minor.
It's a minor. That is going to be for 10 hit points back.
10. Okay.
Yeah, because it's 2d4 plus 2, so at max, since you used your action, heals you for the 8 plus 2 for 10.
Okay. So that puts me at 11 then. And then we'll hold the ground for now still, given the info you shared.
Absolutely.
We will burn another key point for patient defense.
As you slam back this health potion, you feel that kind of almost cough syrup like consistently fill your body and warm you as it help stem the bleeding from the bite wounds you've received from the Zorn. You feel some of your vitality return to you as you get low and prepare for the next onslaught of strikes. As we move over to the monks, well, there's that one monk. You're over there. That's over there. Where does it want to go? Oh, it knows its duty. So it is going to sink back into the ground and move. The other monk looks down at the priest and kicks another 2 stones at it, focusing on the caster as one disappears into the ground. Ooh, that is 2 natural 19s. As the dwarven priest takes 7 and 8 piercing damage. I'm going to roll Constitution for both. Failure. As you all feel that furnace energy drop from you. As if someone has closed the furnace door. As he's going to take, what is that, 7 and 8? So 15 points of damage from this flurry of stones, if you will. +1 to myself. It is then the priest's turn, who's going to use their bonus action to make a strike at that monk with its spiritual weapon. That'll hit, as it dislodges itself from the stone platform and careens over at that monk. It does 4 points of force damage. 4 points of force. And then it is going to use its action. This is not going great. It's going to move over, getting out of range of that monk from that side of the stone, and come up behind you, Rornak, and hold its action behind you. You feel this kind of gathering of warm heat behind you. You can feel it kind of seeping into some of your wounds and continues to meld together with this with the effects of the healing potion. So it's going to hold its action. And then it is the Warhammer, who is very heavy right now. He's going to make 2 strikes. Both of them bouncing off of this sword, not being able to strike deeply and cause any more cracks. It is now Freddy's turn. Or actually, my bad. It's the Zorn's turn. The Zorn. Jasper, you're gone. So it's going 2 for Warhammer, 1 for Rornak. Against the Warhammer. That's not going to do. That's not going to do. And Rornak, that's 23.
Is that with disadvantage?
That is not with disadvantage. That's knocked down to a 15.
That does not hit.
Absolutely. As you see the multiple hands go in, it spins out once again, trying to wildly strike at you. It now starting to move its body weight in kind of a frenzied way due to the strike from Jasper. It's not like this. Can't find a purchase. As it slides backwards through the column, Rornak, you may use your reaction to make an attack of opportunity.
I will do such. Thank you.
And the Warhammer does as well. Oh no. Rornak, what's yours?
That's an 11.
An 11. As it slides through the column, the dwarf tries to strike with the Warhammer, and with a critical fail, strikes the column.
Oh.
Dealing two-handed. Dealing max damage to the column, as the column shatters. Rornak, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw. Who else is there? Jove and Jasper, you guys are safe because of your movement. So I only need Rornak and the Warhammer to make this throw. The Warhammer fails.
Nat 20 for Rornak.
You are able to avoid being knocked prone as this column begins to collapse. The dwarf, however, is not so lucky and is covered in some of this rubble. You see, as the stones begin to fall, the unconscious body of Fergus falls from view as this column erupts and shatters from the impact, shaking all the way up it. Stone begins to fall. Some of it, as it's falling, actually getting caught almost and pulled into this, the elemental codex's gathering energy. Almost part of it falling down, part of it being sucked in like a black hole and getting stronger and stronger as it goes on. The Zorn is going to continue. It's going to use its movement speed to get up, and there you are, Jasper. It's going to make a bite attack against you. That is only a 7.
Yeah, it doesn't get through the armor.
As it goes up, it comes almost, it like glides up out onto this next surface. And once again, you are next to this creature. As its mouth opens to the side and tries to catch the mid part of your body, you're able to almost push back its teeth with your shield. And that's going to be the Zorn's turn. Jove, you can see, you can hear the sound of that Zorn's many arms and appendages clawing up, smoothing through the stone. The sick, almost wet sound of its mouth opening and closing with a large as it tries to go up against Jasper. But it does not find purchase. So now we're going to switch over our music choice, since that just finished, over to Songs for Dark Gods, for any of our audience who wonders what the name of this music is. Back to it. That's the end of the Zorn's turn. It is now Freddy. Roll the 15 for your concentration. Good on you, Jove.
Alright. What is the thing if I cast a ranged spell when I'm prone? Do I have disadvantage on that?
No. You only have... hold on.
It's disadvantage if your target is prone with a ranged attack.
Yes.
But just do it normal.
Let me just double check, make sure we have the right rulings on this. Okay, hold on. Let's pull out the PHB for prone. Because let me just double check, but I don't think so. I think we're good, but let me get my conditions out. Those are spells. Those are deities.
Same thing.
Here we are. I'm just calling it stands up there. Kucha has. Okay, you would have disadvantage on attack rolls.
Then I use half my movement to stand up.
Dude,
and
that's
shoot-
your that's your whole movement, I
fireball.
think. I think you got 5 feet left. Go for it.
No,
Who?
because I dropped down to. I have 10 left, so I have 10 left. 'Cause-
Okay, 20.
Oh
so
wait, no. Is it half of your base movement speed that you use, or half of your?
since you don't have 10 feet
weird.
right now, you have 20 feet. So I would say, I guess that would be half of that. So you use 10 feet of movement to get up.
Okay.
So you would have
It
10
doesn't
feet of
really
movement
matter 'cause I
left.
don't plan on moving.
Yeah, okay.
Uh,
You stand up, an
I'm gonna
incredible
shoot a
weight on your
fireball.
chest.
I'm gonna shoot a firebolt at the closest enemy to me. I'm not really keeping track of the battlefield as I'm just trying to stay out of sight.
That would be the closest enemy to you. Would be the stone monk on the platform that has been kicking down rocks.
Shoot a firebolt at him.
Go for it.
Ooh, 21
21 will hit.
for 4 fire damage. Bang, bang, bang. As I go prone.
And
That's
drop
my turn.
right back down into it.
With a thud.
With a heavy thud of Pops up, which is bam, and then drops right back down.
Fucking showroom.
Hey, man.
Um. Then it's Mercivus. Mercivus does not like any of this right now. It's a bad
last-
time. Yeah, it's imagine that. Wizards fucking hate this. This is fucking the worst for wizards. So he is going to raise a hand, and 3 missiles of dark purple energy streak across the field and strike. How many feet away from that is? Oh yeah, magic missile has the range, and 1 strikes the Zorn, 1 strikes the caster, 1 strikes the monk, and he does. Oh, max 5 points of force damage to each one.
Yay.
16.
Okay,
And
hand.
then, yep, can't resist that, nerds. However, I need everybody to roll me a d8 again, as the caster is struck.
That's about right.
Oh my god.
Uh,
No.
This is just proof that my dice don't roll low; they roll bad.
Honestly.
So, Jasper, you feel gravity begin to pull upwards on you. I believe that increases your movement speed
Yeah, to 45.
to 45, and you gain 5 feet of jumping. Rornak and Jove, you feel no change. However, Freddy, your movement speed is now reduced to half, and you have disadvantage on dexterity saving throws.
Sweet.
Okie dokie.
Hey, at least
no.
we get to explore what the encounter has written in for these conditions. We really get to hear all of them, like not after
Yeah.
the game's over.
Yeah,
you
great.
know,
Organic experience.
you know in Zelda when you're like wearing the iron boots and you just kind of shuffle around? That's basically Freddy right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. Freddy currently weighs more than any other party member.
Except I don't have the benefit of being sturdy.
Right. Really heavy straw.
I'm like Link wearing the iron boots, except I'm not good at anything.
At least you're not in a water temple right now. I guess you could take that.
Could be
out of the-
worse.
Yeah. Yes, we're not in a water temple yet.
Well, so at the start of the next round, at the end of Mercivus's turn, because he's gonna stay right fucking there. Everybody roll me another d8.
Jesus.
Ah!
I'm on track to join you now.
I think that's
Jove,
good enough to stay neutral.
your movement speed increases by 5 feet, and you can jump 5 feet higher. So you have movement speed of 30, I believe.
Whoa.
Rornak, decrease your movement speed by 5. Jasper and Freddy, maintain.
Okay.
Good job, Freddy.
Yeah.
Fucking did it.
Nice.
Way to maintain.
Way to maintain me, the sluggish asshole.
All right, Jasper.
I think she's gonna try and take advantage of the speed and it does seem like the Zorn is trying to escape up the chain of floating stones, or is it trying to leave the whole chamber?
Go ahead. This is to understand what a monster is trying to do. So how about you roll me an insight?
Great, I'm back. Yeah, that's a 1. For
That's a 1. This Zorn is coming for you and only you.
Fuck yeah. She's going to either way, she's gonna try and get in front of it, rather than kind of adjacent to it, if that's possible.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then make a battle axe swing. That's not gonna do it though, with an 11.
An 11 is not going to do it. You're really feeling the absence of this bless.
Yeah. It's mighty unfortunate. Well, since she is mobile, I think she's gonna move out of its range, probably like up the stones, the floating stones.
Yeah,
That's possible.
you get up there and move onto the stone path. You use 5 movement to get over in front of the Zorn, and then another 5 to get up, and then 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. You could make it to that first kind of floating stone platform. It's, I believe that is, how many feet in the air? It is 20 feet in the air.
Oof. Yeah, she's a little worried about Jove, so yeah, I guess that's all she'll do for now.
Okay, where's Jasper? Where are you ending up with your movements?
Just at the 20-foot platform, like you said.
Okay, yeah, you go up there and you can see Jove, who is currently prone on that top platform. The earth and stone around it cracked and fractured, creating that difficult terrain. But since you have mobile, it does not impede you as you move your way up the stones. You can see 5 feet down from you and about 10 feet over the platform with the altar and the caster. Who looks up and sees you right above. However, it is now Jove's turn.
Okay, so Jove will use half of his movement to get up. And is it just like 5 feet per stone? How far can I get along the stone path with 15?
Get, with 15, it's 2 stones for every 5 feet.
Gotcha.
So 1, 2, 3. You could get right like 5 feet away from the next platform with the rest of your movement. You could make it all the way if you dash, though.
From that final little platform that I would be standing on, I would have a clear shot of the dude, right?
Yeah, you would. You'd be aiming downwards at them.
Yeah. And since Jove is tiny, like, does he feel like he could like what? I guess. Trying to think of what he would be feeling at this point.
You tell me. How would Joe feel floating 20 feet on the air on a floating magical stone in the middle of an elemental node while someone tries to create a ritual to seemingly blow up a huge part of the city above you?
Yeah. When you put it like that. He's going to go ahead and he's going to dash, and so that'll give him an extra 30 movement, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he'll get on to the platform, he'll get above and drop the 5 feet down to be on the platform with the caster.
Absolutely. You do. You enter that space.
And he will have the spear out and pointed and shield towards him.
All right. Then that caster's turn. As you're right fucking here, bud. Look at you.
Right.
We are gonna go. Oh, this is an easy one. Jove,
Yes.
make me a dexterity saving throw.
I can do that. That is a 14.
A 14 does not do. As you feel the earth beneath you get moved to the sides as a 5-foot cube of open space opens up behind you. You fall 15 feet. Make me a dexterity saving throw.
That is a 13.
A 13. You land with a straight. Luckily, since you are lighter, you only take half the damage of this fall. Okay, you take 3 points of falling damage. And you see the earth recovers. Actually, the earth is still open. You can see there's like a perfect like hole right where you're standing. As the caster simply flicks a hand in your direction into like a fist, and the earth moves out from underneath you as you drop back down to the ground. Technically you fall straight into the water, but since you have the ring of water walking, you just land on top of this water. Some pain shooting through your heels as you land.
I rolled 23 for my concentration, so that I think would be all of my movement.
Ja.
Yeah, so I will be there.
Absolutely. And this is actually the stone sorcerer's turn as they move that one. So that's gonna be its turn. It is then the stone monks. One kicks a stone towards Mercivus and one towards you, Freddy, although it is at disadvantage since you're prone.
Get shreked.
Yep, that's only a 12. That's not going to do.
Just misses.
And then one towards Mercivus. Yep, with a 19. That's going to hit as it strikes him square in the gut for 4 points of bludgeoning damage. Oh, Mercivus. Put some damage on the board. Merc takes 4 damage. And then the other stone monk, so it has a movement of 40. And it used that one to sink back in. Perfect. As with its full movement speed, it drops down from the ceiling right above you, Jasper. It used its full movement speed to get there, lands on the platform, putting itself in between you and the caster. It does not have any action to take an attack against you, but it is clearly blocking your way. That's going to be...
Delightful.
Yes, then it is going to be the priest turn, who is going to use a bonus action to make a swing with the spiritual weapon towards the caster. That's a D12. That's not what we want. Striking the caster again with the Warhammer as a bonus action. Doing... Alright, not bad, not bad. 8 points of force damage. However, I need, once again, everybody to make me that D8 roll. 1. Roy, I believe your gravity goes back to baseline gravity. Jasper,
I'm 1 below it, actually.
You're 1
I'm at
below.
35 movement.
35. Okay. Freddy, have only 10 feet reduction. And you now no longer have disadvantage on dexterity saving throws, except you do because you're prone, but that's neither here nor there. Jove, your speed increases by another 5. You can now jump 10 feet higher, and you have a speed of 35 feet. Jasper, I believe that brings you back into baseline, or that either... Yep, back into baseline. Okie dokie. And then my other ones... Mercivus loses 5. He's back to baseline. The dwarf, he is lighter. And the caster loses 5 feet. Okay, as he takes damage, then going to use its action to give you, Rornak, a Cure Wounds.
Appreciate you.
That's... Okay, yeah, you take 10 points of healing.
Beautiful.
As you feel that furnace gate open up completely, and like in the shape of a hammer drafting over you, you feel that warmth and that heat fill you. And as you feel as your wounds close, some of your bones begin to mend, and the bleeding begins to stop. That's going to be another one of his first levels. Starting to feel a little tapped. Okie dokie. The Warhammer He's not gonna let that Zorn go. It killed a whole lot of its people, but let's see if he can remove himself from the rubble. He can indeed. You see the Warhammer pushes themselves out from the rubble, looking clearly bloodied. The wound on his head starting to drip a solid amount of blood, bruised in some places, dented armor in others, and a large chip in the hammer, but he is able to get out from underneath the rubble and continues his way towards the Zorn. However, that is his action to do that, so he moves over to the Zorn and gets in its grill once again. Then it is the Zorn. Well, let's see. I can't follow you guys up there, so it's gonna make one attack against. Nope. A second attack. Nope. A third attack. No! Just give me one. Give me the bite. Give me the bite. It doesn't have to be all of them. It just has to be the bite. Nope. As the Zorn, with distracted intentions, cannot seem to get the right grip on this dwarf. It spends all 4 of its attacks doing that. Fucking A. Alright. It is going to begin moving back down, away from the dwarf, who uses a reaction to attack. Well, that's gonna hit, but not do damage. Begins to move its back towards the enemies it was doing much better against, and heads towards you, Rornak.
How did I know?
Heads towards the priest and Rornak, and gets right next to the sides of you guys now that that column is there, and just glides through the earth in a straight line towards you. Then it is Freddy. Then it is Freddy.
I was muted. I'll say it again. My new signature move. I'm gonna stand up and blast them.
So I started blasting.
For a 10.
You stand up, you blast, it shatters into the ceiling of this one, and then you drop right back down.
You?
Our very own stormtrooper.
Pew!
Hey, I hit one.
It is 50-50 right now. I think, or actually, it's like 33-66.
No, I'm 33.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's better for you.
it's true.
Okay. After Freddy's turn, it is Mercivus. Mercivus is going to, from where he's at, he is just going to fling a bolt of frost at that stone monk that just hit him in the gut with some stone. Natural 18, that'll do. There's another cold bolt of frigid shadow. Streaks across the room, striking for 6 cold damage against that monk. Chipping away, you can see part of the mask explodes off the side, revealing once again that absence of skull and features, really only what appears to be almost gray brain matter and in under like the jaw left of this what used to be a humanoid creature. That's gonna be his turn. We're back at the top. Everybody roll me that D8.
Here we go.
He's another fucking.
Jove,
Aha!
you your movement speed is increased by 15. You can now jump 15 feet, and you have advantage on dexterity saving throws.
Is there a point where you just start to float away?
Honestly, I'm getting close.
Jasper, yours gravity.
Fizzy lifting drink.
And then Rornak and Freddy, you feel your gravity maintain. However, the dwarves feel their gravity increase, and Mercivus once again increases his or decreases his gravity. The dwarves are currently, I think, both missing 10 feet of movement. Jasper, what you got?
I have monk, a rock monk in front of me, so I'm gonna go ahead and attack him, I think. That is a regular 20 to hit.
A regular 20 will hit.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
That's gonna be 8 magical slashing.
8 magical slashing. Yeah, you cut deep into this one, cutting open the arm from shoulder down all the way to the wrist, opening up, letting this diluted, heavy blood begin to drop from the monk. It is gravely hurt in body, but it still stands before you.
Rude. By any chance, is the Zorn like directly below me?
From where you're at? The Zorn? You? Yes. Technically, it's like 5 feet to the north and then to the left, up and to the left. But realistically right below you. Oh yeah, realistically within jumping distance.
Yeah, I don't want Rory to die. I saw how rough he was looking, so I think she's gonna...
I'm okay right now. I'm at 21 HP after I got that cure wounds. Just as an FYI. I mean, you could roll if you need to be a little more honest about it, but Rory does look better than when you last saw him, I would say.
Roll me a perception check. Let's see if you notice.
An 11.
An 11? You look down and you do see the priest removing their hands back from Rory, and you see the vitality reach back into him. I'll say, if it was your catchphrase or if it was your catchphrase, you wouldn't have seen it. But with an 11 for you, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I saw this week, guys.
Yeah, you see the priest lay, cure wounds, lay hands on Rornak, and the vitality return to him. Although you do see the priest almost have to take a knee from the increase of gravity as another pulse of green light washes over you all.
Okay. With that information, I'll stay where I am.
You got it. Jove!
Well, Jove is just gonna jump directly back up from where he was. He's got the 15 feet of extra jump, right? And I'm sure he can jump normally, so...
You do? Yeah. You jump straight up and actually roll me, I believe it's a strength check. Think athletics.
Athletics? Okay.
Yes.
Nice. That's 17.
17? Oh, yeah. Jove, you jump for your full, which I believe... What's your strength score?
I've got a 16 in strength.
A 16? Yeah, you jump 23 feet in the air.
Oh, beautiful.
Just as you feel almost like gravity is pulling you to the ceiling because you have 3 charges, correct?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, you feel, you feel almost like you reach the tipping point and there's that bit almost where you feel gravity continue to pull you, but you have just enough of that downwards gravity to begin to head back down. So yes, you jump right back onto the platform.
And then Jove is gonna do a good little stab with his Electrum Spear.
Absolutely.
Oh, so close. Okay, that is gonna be a 25.
A 25. Yeah, that'll do.
That'll do. Nice. That is for 10 piercing.
10 piercing. Everybody go ahead and roll me that D8.
That's not a D8. Wow. The sheer number of 5s I've rolled.
Ah!
Hey,
Freddy, you now only have 5 feet decreased as you feel gravity being pulled back up, and it's only a singular weight now. Rornak, Jasper, and Jove, you feel no change in gravity. However, let's check for the dwarves. Ooh. Both of the dwarves are hit with another round of gravity. They currently have their speed reduced in half and have disadvantage on dexterity saving throws. While Mercivus feels no change. Yeah, Jove, what else you got for me? You drive the electrum spear into this individual, and once again, rock and sand pour out from it. You can see just the barest drop of blood mixed in.
He's gonna try and move around, and so he's closer to the dais that's like holding the book. So he wants to get as close as he can to that while still maintaining, not giving an opportunity attack.
You do. You get up to the dais. There's the spellcaster and the stone monk.
Beautiful.
Yes.
So am I like in between the two of them, or?
From where you're at and where that monk was standing, yes, you would have the spellcaster to your right and the monk to the left, just 5 feet out of range.
Beautiful. So I'm on that spellcaster, and we'll call it there.
All right. It is now that spellcaster's turn. Jove, you are right there, are you not?
I am right next to him.
Okay, hold on. I want to make sure that I'm reading this correctly.
This music
Okay.
is perfectly ominous.
Beautiful. Okay, Jove, the spellcaster reaches to the codex and rips a page out of it. It sounds like screeching stone, as if it is the pages themselves are made of earth, and with a rumble pulls as green energy forms around their hand, and they reach out and touch you. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Hey, con save. 17.
A 17. That does save.
Oh, God.
As you feel your whole body begin to stiffen. You feel that moment of critical juncture of your skin beginning to make that transition over to stone. The heaviness begins to set in, but you are able to break free and move your body as you find bits of stone, bits of your own flesh flake off as you have resisted a flesh to stone.
Oh.
That's going to be the stone melder's turn. Rornak, your move.
Your move. Well, I gotta defend. Well, I gotta defend my cleric buddy here with the Zorn on us, so let's take an attack.
Absolutely.
Yeah. 19. I know that just me.
That just meets.
Beautiful. For 8 bludgeoning.
8 bludgeoning. You got it.
All right. How's the Zorn looking right now?
Right now, the Zorn, with that last strike, you begin to see, while your fists are not making deep purchases into the body of this creature, this strike sends a singular crack into the Zorn for the first time, and you can just barely see a sliver of that Zornish tar begin to leak from it.
Oh, man. I'm probably still going to play it safe. I'm going to burn another patient defense.
Burns another patient defense. You got it.
All right. That'll be all for Rornak.
All right. The monk in front of you, Jasper, is going to strike and burn a key point to do flurry of blows. It makes 3 strikes against you. First one 14. Second one, 13. The last one's a 23.
Yeah, she's dancing around them until that last one.
And that last one is going to deal 7 points of bludgeoning damage to you.
Okay.
As there's two quick jabs, and as you lean back, it makes a kick and catches you right in the side. A full kidney shot. That's going to be its turn as it tries to prevent you from moving towards the caster. The other monk, seeing you, Jove, is going to move over and perform the same actions. Almost they do it in unison as it's two quick jabs and then a third kick. Almost as if they share a mind for the moment. That is an 18, a 23, and an 11.
First two hit.
The two first jabs strike you, but you're prepared for the kick as it strikes into your shield. As you take 12 points of bludgeoning damage from the two strikes.
Is there any way you can give it to me individual so I can throw the concentration?
Yes, absolutely. It's actually 6 and 6.
Okay, a nat 20 for fucking one save, and then a 11 for the second save.
Those will both do. Concentration is maintained. It's not the first time you've been rocked in the jaw. Those are the monk's turns. It is then the priest who is going to use a bonus action and pull down the Warhammer away from the caster as the gravity becomes almost too much to bear and strikes at the Zorn from behind. That is a natural 19. That'll do.
Yeah.
The priest does, in one below max, so does 11 points of force damage to the Zorn. That crack explodes and almost like a shard of pottery blasts off from this Zorn as it lets out a screech as this Warhammer begins to drive deeper into it. Is then going to use its action to follow up with a Sacred Flame. The Zorn is going to pass that one, though, with a natural 18. It recoils, and right as it recoils up onto two of its three legs, one day in the air, a gout of furnace fire erupts from below, but does not make purchase on the Zorn. That's its turn. The Warhammer is going to... Yeah, it's coming in for that Zorn. That's really where his heart truly... so he will throw from his position. And that's strike the Zorn, but it does not... It strikes one of the still armored parts of its body and does not make purchase. And will use the bonus action to pull it back before readying for another strike. Then it is the Zorn. All right, Rory. I got 2 attacks coming towards you and 1 coming towards the priest.
All right. Disadvantage on mine.
Disadvantage on yours. That's 2 12s for 18. No, 17.
17? A 17 do meet.
Do meet, absolutely. So you take 6 points of slashing damage as one arm cuts into you. The next one, that's only going to be a 12. And then against the priest, oh yeah, that one's going to do. As the priest takes another cut to the side, taking 7 points of slashing damage. The Zorn is then going to try to make a chomp on... Let's flip the coin to see. Oh, it drew blood on one character. Well, it drew blood on both of you, so let's flip a coin. See where its bloodlust goes. Rornak, call it God or Jesus.
I'm taking Jesus.
Yep, you called it correctly. The strike does indeed come for you.
Here's your reward.
Yeah, congrats.
You are rewarded with a natural 2, though.
Okay. I was actually wanting it to come my way.
It's actually with disadvantage, so... Okay. It's funny because I rolled a 2 and a 19.
Nice.
Well.
Yep, with the third attack against you. Yep, that is at disadvantage. The Zorn is starting to slow. Its many appendages reaching out, some catching you, others digging into the stone. The mouth not being able to close around you this time. So then go to Freddy.
Catchphrase.
Let's see it.
Actually, this time I'm gonna target somebody. I'm gonna target the caster.
Go for it.
What?
Freddy's saying double or nothing, baby. Oh yeah, 22.
22.
That's
Absolutely.
half and half, baby. For fire.
Everybody roll me that D8 as the fire strikes up against the back, singeing part of the cape.
The locomotion. I rolled a 3. I think that'll bring me back to 0.
It brings you back to
Come
0.
on,
Jove.
baby. To the
Jasper, you feel the weight increase again. I believe that just brings you to baseline.
It lowers me, I think.
All right. Rornak, gravity shifts upward. I believe that's 2 lights for you?
No, I believe that brings me back up because I was down a bit,
Alright.
but I think that puts me back at neutral.
Neutral gravity. Jasper, you feel that heaviness increase. Freddy, you feel, once again, that gravity shift off of you, and you are back to normal movement speed. However, Jove, on your 4th light gravity, gravity reverses for you. You now fall 25 feet upwards and slam into the ceiling.
Bye, Felicia.
Can I have you make me a dexterity saving throw?
We'll do that with advantage.
You do indeed do that with advantage.
Advantage. That is an 18 there. Sure.
An 18. You do hit the side, but due to your light gravity being pulled up, saves you from taking full damage. So at 25 feet. Oof. Oh, those aren't great rolls for me. But they're great rolls for you, because you only take 6 points of falling damage as you fall 25 feet up. You are now on the ceiling, looking up at the combat.
That's got to be disorienting.
You can play lawn darts with your javelins. You just,
Yeah, I
like,
know.
drop them onto people's heads.
Seriously.
Yeah, Freddy, what else you got? As the gravity changes once again, and you just see Joe. Ah!
So that would make my movement that I have left be 15 because I had 25. I used 15 to get up, so I had 10, and then I got 5 from my change in gravity. So
Yes,
I'm
you would
going to
have
use
half
my
your movement
15. Yeah, I'm gonna use my remaining 15 to jump onto that 10-foot platform that's floating to the right of me. To the right of the board.
Absolutely. Jumping is, for this one, going for length. Give me an athletics check.
Of course, nat 20.
Yep, you sail across and land onto that 10-foot platform right there. Just now with gravity no longer bearing on you, you're like, I could jump so much farther. And no one really knows if Freddy always has those hops, if you've always secretly had it. Or maybe it's the atmosphere itself, but you sail across and land deftly on that platform.
Yeah, and then I will stay upright this time.
Absolutely. It is then Mercivus, who, I forgot to check the dwarves for their gravity. The priest, all right, gravity is lessened. For the Warhammer, gravity is increased to fully. His movement speed is 0, as he feels the opposite effect of you, Jove, as gravity is now pressing down on him. He has a reduced speed of 0, disadvantage on dexterity saving throws. And Mercifus feels no change, as he, seeing that, Jove, you've moved out of the way, brings up a hand and pulls that kind of dark energy until that kind of purple erupts and it goes from purple to a bright red flame. He moves his eyes to the side to avert from the bright light of it, and he's going to cast Fireball at the spellcaster.
Oh.
As it streaks towards the spellcaster, the fire explodes outwards, and as it goes to cover the entirety of that platform, there is the sound of an inhale as the spirit itself, with another pulse, sucks in this flame and adds to it. You feel a wave of heat radiate through the earthen cyst. Could everybody make a Constitution saving throw?
Nat 20.
Nat 20.
6?
6.
19.
19. And Freddy?
I'm working on it. Sorry, my staff says interesting things about saving throws, but I think it has to be targeted on me. Yeah, okay.
12. Jasper and Freddy, you feel the... For you, Freddy, you wear leather armor, correctly? I phrased that weird, but you wear leather armor, correct? Sorry.
Also wear it correctly.
Yeah, correctly wearing correct. You feel the rapier in your sheath begin to heat up. Jasper, you feel the weapon and your armor begin to heat up as well as you take 6 points of fire damage since you are currently in medium armor and gripping a weapon. As the room's temperature increases just for a brilliant flash as all the metal. The dwarves as well, you can see that the metal armor they wear heats up, including their weapons as they also take that fire damage. Those of you who passed feel that heat, but Jove, it's not able to, maybe perhaps your distance from the blast or your own hardy constitution, as this is a pseudo-heat metal spell. 5 points of fire damage. Mercifus looks on and says, well, shit. As the space begins to heat up, the green energy takes on almost this lime green hue as fire energy is added into this ever-growing node. We're back at the top. Can everybody roll me a d8? Four. 8.
The Lord giveth, the Lord taketh away.
No change, no change. Gravity increases. No change. So, only Rornak you feel that reduction in speed once again. Jasper.
Gonna try to make another attack on this stone monk.
Go for it.
Oh, beautiful. That's a 21 to hit.
That'll do.
Another 8 magical slashing.
How do you want to do this?
I think she, I don't know, the last hit she took, I think she's just gonna trade a blow at the same time to just guarantee a hit and just catches him in the chest with it.
And you feel the blade slide through from shoulder through the trunk of this creature out to the other side, and in a wicked angle, the two parts of its body slide apart. You see the legs tumble off the side, Darth Maul style, before landing with a splash into the water below.
That's
one.
Yeah, this caster dude's gotta go. But even more so, I need to use my bonus action to second wind.
Absolutely. Go for second.
Ooh, for Max.
For Max.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, that never happens. Really needed that. Good shit. I think she's going to approach the drop to get to the casters. Actually, no, she doesn't want to make it easy for him. She's going to stay on that 20-foot platform for now.
Absolutely. You hold. All right, after Jasper, it's Jove.
Jove is going to first use a bonus action and fish out one of those nice healing potions that Rory gave him. So I'll roll out the 44 plus 4.
Indeed.
I will. Okay. 3. There we go. So that is for 14. Heals me for 14.
Indeed. As you drink the potion, it has a slightly floral taste to it. Unlike the typical potions you're used to downing, which have that heavy, almost kind of cough syrup flavor, this has a light kind of floral taste to it. It's easier to go down, and it makes your body feel even lighter than it already has today.
Then Jove is going to, I guess just throw a fucking javelin, because he's got 30 feet of range with that, so he'll throw one down on the spellcaster.
For you, it's throwing up.
True. Yeah, so he will throw up.
Let's
And
go,
try to
vomit
hit that
comet.
cast. Let's see it.
No, that's Rory's thing.
That's Rory's thing.
No, you that could be your thing. I'll trade you. It's
I
fine.
mean, Jove is indeed throwing up a javelin.
GM said it. GM said it.
Does 15 hit there, Dom?
The spellcaster?
Yes.
It does not.
Ooh, okay.
As you see, you throw your javelin up, and the tip of it goes and impacts the top pauldron of this caster, but does not make purchase as it begins to fall back down towards you.
Oh shit. Then he's going to move out of the way if he feels like it's gonna rebound towards him. And he's actually gonna kind of position himself over the top of the dais. So, well, there's like a big spinning ball of energy, right? Over the node, or
Yes, in the very center of this room.
Gotcha. Well then, yeah. So he could position himself over the top of the book. So if he fell back down, he would fall on top of the dais.
Yeah, that would indeed be how that would work.
Okay, cool. Well, he wants he wants to do that. Make sure he doesn't hit that big ball of energy. And that will be his turn.
All right. It is then that individual's turn. Who's being a problem right now? Oh, would you imagine that? Your guys' positioning is perfect for this one. Can I have Jasper, Rornak, the two dwarves, and the Zorn all make dexterity saving throws?
Okay.
I'll do it for the dwarves. Don't worry. I got it.
One of the dwarves. Well,
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They both fail.
22 for Rornak.
A 22.
23 for Jasper.
A 23. Absolutely. As the stone melder reaches out, Jasper, the entire platform of you erupts in earth, shattering the platform you once stood on, exploding. You're able to jump just at the right moments to avoid the initial shockwave. And as the rocks crumble down, they begin to fall onto the dwarves and onto Rornak and the Zorn. The Zorn simply just lets the rocks fall upon it. Rory, you're able to move out of the way, but the dwarves are once again crushed underneath these rocks. Jasper, can I have you make me a dexterity saving throw once again as you begin to fall down into the to the bottom
Okay.
floor? It is 15 feet. No, 20.
Oh.
My bad.
That saves only an 11.
This one, you are going to take full fall damage. So you take 11 points of fall damage. So you jump up and then fall immediately down into a pile of difficult, broken rubble. That 20-foot cube centered right on the point of that, slightly off to the side, all becomes difficult terrain as it casts Erupting Earth. Rornak, you will not take any damage from the falling of that one. The dwarves are going to take full damage from this. And this is... Oh. Okay. Jasper, you take an additional, because you saved, half damage from the initial explosion for another 6 points of bludgeoning damage. The dwarves take the entirety of the 12. The Warhammer, there is one loud goof, and the rubble does not stir. However, the priest, even though he does take that 12, still manages to keep on his feet. However, you can see that parts of his armor have been completely dented in. Blood draws from wounds across his face. You can see a large gouge from a solid stone hitting right behind the ear. It begins to bleed heavily. That's going to be his turn as he casts Erupting Earth in that 20-foot cube. Then it is Rornak.
Oh, alrighty then. The Zorn didn't move during.
Oh, the Zorn did not care about falling rocks.
Yeah, I imagined as much, but okay. Well, we are still here. We're still gonna take another attack on it.
Absolutely.
And that does hit for a 21.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Right. That's gonna be 7 bludgeoning from the staff.
Got it.
Alrighty, and then follow-ups. Dang, I'm down to my last bit here. I'll do just the normal follow-up with the unarmed strike.
Let's see it.
Not gonna hit though. That's only a 13.
Yeah, you break off another piece of the Zorn's outer layers. However, driving your fist deeper into it, you just find that even behind this outer layer, there's still more rock and stone making up its body.
You do not go down easy at all.
Yeah.
Not to be expected. That'll be all for Rornak and movement.
Then it is the monk's turn. One of those monks is dead and currently buried beneath a bunch of rubble and water. The other one does not like you, Immersivis, doing your business there, so it runs along the path and goes over to, let's see, it's going to use a key point to do Step of Stone for this and glides across, going down the trail until hitting Mercivis on that platform. He's going to make a strike against him. Ooh, yeah, that's going to hit. As Mercivis takes 6 points of bludgeoning damage. A heavy strike across the jaw. And you see the whole Dark Elf's body turn to the side, a little bit of blood splattering on that platform, as he's going to engage with Mercivis right there. Then it is the Warhammer's dead. The priest. Luckily, spiritual weapon doesn't require concentration, so he's going to make an attack against the Zorn. That's not going to do with only a 10. He's going to use his action. It's not going well. He's going to use his action to draw upon his last 3rd level spell. Seeing his final companion, you hear some words spoken in Dwarvish in a kind of hushed tone behind you, Rornak, as you see the visages of Calda and the other fallen hammers of Moradin begin to swirl and condense around you as he's going to cast Spirit Guardians on himself. And you see surrounding you what was just you and the priest against the Zorn. You now see those fallen comrades take a corporal form around this priest. And I need the Zorn. That good on. Area for the first time. It's going to need to make a wisdom saving throw. That is not going to do. As the Zorn takes 3d8 radiant damage. As the priest calls upon the fallen hammers to deal some radiance. And that is going to be... That is 777 for 21 points of radiant damage.
Nice.
As almost as if the energy comes out from the Zorn's own body, as if pulling from the remnants of his comrades. These spirits swirl around into the sounds of powerful hammer blows and an almost burning sensation from you, Rornak, as you feel the heat of 100 furnaces open up around. The Zorn, you can see bits of its outer skin being smashed off of it with powerful furnace-like blows struck from these now returning warriors. Whew. That's going to be the priest's turn, as now the Zorn is not loving this. The Zorn needs this dude to die. So, it's going to make one attack against you, Rornak. That is a 23.
It will hit.
It's going to make an attack against the caster. That's a critical fail. That's a 23. And then it's going to go for the bite, which is a natural 20.
I will say, Dom, since I use Spirit Guardians all the time as Morgaine, that when it starts its turn, it also...
It does. Indeed it does. It does proc its turn. That's a 16. That is going to save, but I believe it does still take half damage.
Yes.
All right. It's going to take 7 more points of radiant damage. However, as the spirits try to hold back this Zorn, you see it gets 2 arms around this priest and digs in. You can feel the air leave this priest. As Rornak, you watch it get pulled into this Zorn's mouth. And with the terrible... the spirits break. The spiritual weapon evaporates. And with one last gust of hot furnace air, the priest behind you is consumed by the Zorn.
Oof.
Freddy, it is now your move.
Press an F to pay my respects, man.
For
Damn.
real.
You're
Can't hear you,
muted.
Fred.
I am muted. Map back up. I mean, I'm just kind of on this platform, can't do much. I'm gonna shoot him with my fire.
Who is them?
That's a good question. Got any stone monks left?
There are indeed. You see it clock Mercivus on the platform. The next platform on this trail where he Misty stepped up into.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna shoot him.
Do it. Do it.
13.
13 will not do.
This time I do go prone.
As you drop back down to prone. Okie dokie. It is then Mercivus, who did not like getting hit in the face at all. So, we're going to pull out something kind of nasty. As I'm going to have the monk make a dexterity saving throw. that's a natural 3. That is not going to do it. As you see, Mercivus backs away and almost like reaches beneath like his armpits, almost as if he's shivering in the cold. And then he places his hands out as tendrils of black shadows erupt from him, almost tentacle-like in their apparitions, as it grips this stone monk and restrains them, dealing 3d6 bludgeoning damage. Let's see. Oh, well, at least it's consistent. That's minimum damage. That is fucking 3. It's a 1, a 1, and a 1. So at least we're consistent. Cool. 15 against that, as it is restrained. Mercivus is then going to back the fuck up and try to get away. He does take a attack of opportunity, even though it's restrained, and takes another fucking blow to the chops for another 6 bludgeoning damage. Makes concentration. Just barely succeeds on it as he begins moving down the path. With his extra movement speed, he joins you, Freddy, on your platform and throws himself down as well. He gets next to you and real fucking shit show, ain't it? And that's going to be Mercivus' turn as we go back to the top. D8s for everybody.
Oh my god.
I rolled a 9. Weird.
Joe.
Kyle.
Joe,
No.
no,
Um,
to the moon.
Rornak and Jasper, you feel no effects. Freddy, once again, the wait continues on. Jove, you've gone so far in that direction that now your speed decreases by 5 feet.
Okay.
As
Good to know.
gravity is it now feels like normal gravity on top of there as it begins to press down on you. So, I believe if going in the opposite order, now that gravity is flipped, you have lost your advantage on dexterity saving throws and can only jump 10 feet now.
Ooh.
As gravity now pushes against you in the opposite way. Neat, right?
Yeah.
The priest is out of commission, the Warhammer. It's Mercivus. Let's see what effects he feels. You and Mercivus both feel a wave of gravity center back on you. You guys are -1 again. So, the Q casters, feeling that weight. Back to Jasper.
Yeah, I feel like it's now or never with this fucking Zorn, so she's gonna run up and try to hit it.
Absolutely.
Well, any chance I get an advantage on that?
No.
Well, I crit failed.
Can I have you roll damage?
Yeah. If you want.
I do.
9.
Rornak, you take 9 points
Yep,
of damage.
Yep, I was already erasing it.
As the absolute carnage of earth and stone and water in this area of the map is, while you can move through difficult terrain better than others, the sheer leverage and rubble here catches your feet, Jasper, as you make the strike against the Zorn, and your blade scrapes off of the side of it and continues on, catching Rornak in the arm.
God damn it. We're gonna use our bonus action to action surge here,
Ooh.
and just hope I don't do that again.
Yeah, right. One more again.
Let's see it again.
It wasn't again. That is exactly 19 to hit.
That will exactly hit.
I do get sneak attack damage though.
Indeed, Rornak is next to you.
Yeah, beautiful.
Gotta love that rogue stuff.
Gotta love that rogue stuff. Not incredible, but it's 12 magical slashing.
You slash into the Zorn for 12 more slashing. You rend one of its legs completely off, finally cutting all the way through. A splatter of this dark amber, almost honey-like in its consistency, washes over one of your arms. You can feel that the insides of this are cold, but there's still a little bit of warmth from what you assume is the recently consumed bodies of the Hammers of Moradin. It is incredibly hurt as it recoils from that balancing. You can see its movement speed has been depleted, but it has just enough fight left in it to not fall.
Jesus fucking shit.
Stupid rock thing.
Yeah, I mean, she doesn't want to get eaten.
Do what you gotta do.
Oh man. She's gonna back up far enough away that it can't get both her and Rory.
You back up. You move your it's like you move the 10 feet forward, engage with the Zorn, get this cut, and immediately pull back, stepping across the stones to put some distance between you and the Zorn. Where would you like to back off towards? Towards like where you guys entered, or out like following the path of the river?
Oh man. What were my two options?
You could, since you are right next to Rornak in front of the Zorn. I mean, Rornak has not moved since this encounter started. You could either go back across the water and head towards that entrance. You have, I believe, 30 more feet of movement. Or you could follow the river, or you could head back up those steps. However, you see that the stone platform above you has been completely destroyed. So we are on round number 6. No, 5.
Yeah, then I guess. Well, yeah, what I said before.
Absolutely. So, do you head that? You move back, go back up.
Yeah.
The thing. Yeah, you can move your whole 30. So you can
Oh
get
no, not the full 30, just 10 feet away
10
from
feet.
Rory, so that it can't get us both.
All right, you back up across the river to the kind of the other side of the bank. If that's acceptable.
That's acceptable.
Okay, gotcha. It is now Joe's turn.
Okay, Jove's gonna take another swing at throwing that javelin down on top of the spellcaster, or up towards the spellcaster.
Indeed.
He will like sidestep a little bit so he can return, just in case it falls back. He doesn't want to, kill himself. So
By impaling yourself in your own javelin.
Yeah, that would be that's not a good story.
Hilarious though.
No, I miss. I got a 10. So I will throw, and it'll come back down, and I will return, so I am over the top of the book.
Absolutely. It is then Roynak's turn.
Alrighty. I'll take an attack here and see if we can end it for a second. We'll see. That will just hit with a 19.
Oh my god.
I swear I'm not making this shit up.
Mm-hmm.
I have a +7 to hit. I rolled a 12. I promise you. It's gonna be for 10 bludgeoning damage.
How do you want to do this?
Oh, yes, Rory.
You needed 4. It has resistance. 10 will do it.
Oh.
Rornak is like, with that like one leg that was taken off, he knows that it's like a little hobbled, and Rornak is like, he's gonna almost turn the staff and like hold it like kind of like javelin style, and he's gonna like, in a bold move, he's gonna like grab onto the Zorn and kind of like with his hand kind of like knock it off balance and just shove it in there inside the mouth and out through one of the exposed areas and just try to like makeshift javelin straight through its soft spots.
And you reach in, and it's like going through like taffy and molasses, but with sharp rocks in it. You can feel it dig into your skin, but you press forward until you get all the way up until it touches your chest. And then you rip out, and you see what appears to be like partially soft but partially hardened stones, almost in the shape of a heart, as it just kind of. You see all of the appendages of the Zorns go straight out like a spider dying and curl inwards as you remove the center mass of this Zorn. Your hand sticky and heavy with its fluids as it drops, and its mouth opens up, and you can see bits of flesh and stone and gems fall out as if its whole body releases at once.
Thank the Lord. Oh boy. Okay. Well, with that down and out now, I've still got 35 feet of movement. I know I'm at the base floor.
You are indeed.
Where exactly is the caster that we're dealing with right now from where I am?
Directly above you, 15 feet in the air at that raised platform.
Okay. And then, is anyone on the 20-foot one right above it? Near it?
That one was destroyed.
Okay.
Yeah, that was subjugated to it erupting earth and shattered that platform.
Okay.
You can see that the path of stones still floats there, but now it will require jumping from one floating stone to the other and the gap of that platform to reach the rest of the stone path. And that's a 20-foot drop.
Yeah, that's not great. And my movement speed is, or my jumping speed is a bit restricted right now too, so might not be the option. I don't know where I can really go other than upwards though at the same time.
Choice is yours.
If Rordak can, I know there's kind of like those like hill areas that goes up like 5 and 10 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Can Rornak try and get up? Let's move up there and see if he can get like a better angle on the caster.
Are you heading upwards on the map, downwards on the map, or to the left?
Upwards.
Upwards. Yes, you head that way. With your 35 feet, be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. You could get up to that, I believe, that 10-foot top of that platform on the north side of the map. It is difficult terrain once you get up there, so that would use up your movement, but you could stand up there and be only 5 feet below and leverage from the caster.
Gotcha. Let's go ahead and do that then.
Yeah, Rory, after removing the center of this Zorn, sprints past its body and deftly leaps up the levels of these platforms, of this kind of earthen mound, and reaches up to the top, where Jove was once standing. After Rornak, it is the monk who is going to try to break from this grasp. Nope, it's still restrained. That's going to be its turn, and then it is Freddy.
Does Jove look like he's in a position where if he falls, he would land on a safe spot? I guess.
He is positioned directly above where the altar is in the spellcaster.
Okay. Then I'm gonna shoot a firebolt at the caster.
Absolutely, go ahead.
I'm guessing a 6 doesn't hit.
A 6
gonna
does
go
not
back
hit as you fire the bolt off. It begins to streak towards the caster before being sucked in by the elemental energies. As it begins to glow even brighter, the pull becoming even stronger. That is now Mercifus, who's going to follow suit and pop up and send a bolt of cold, who sees the same exact effect. As his bolt of cold shadow-like energy is pulled into whatever this cultist is trying to generate here. We go back to the top. Everybody give me a D8.
That was actually
6, so no change. Rornak, no change. Jasper, no change. And Freddy, no change. Mercifus does also not feel any change. As the energy pulses inwards, and gravity does not feel its effects. So we hit round, I believe this is round 6. Starting at the top is Jasper.
Like just a sheer moment of just being awestruck that Rory took that thing down, and then going to run left towards that kind of route up. And rather than going to climb the hill, she's going to run up that column to the 10-foot platform.
Absolutely. Yeah, you... Do you have your full movement speed right now?
I am missing 5 feet of it.
5, 10, 15,
I'll go ahead and
20.
use a coning action to dash, though.
Yes, absolutely. You get up the column. It is going to be a jump from the column to that platform, but you could attempt it with your speed.
Okay, let's do that.
Absolutely. This is going to be an athletics check to push off from there and land onto that platform.
Fair enough. Oh, wow. Not 20 for 23.
Yeah, absolutely. You use your movement. You run up the column, and then once you get just enough height, you kind of turn around with your full speed, almost Aang style, and leap from there, landing straight onto the platform. It sinks a bit with the weight of it as you enter, but begins to float back upwards.
Did that include my action?
Used a cunning action, so no, you still have your action.
Let's go ahead and use that to dash as well.
Sure thing.
Get as far as I can.
Yeah, you could get to the caster, or at least you can get above and then drop down.
Yeah, let's get above him and don't drop down yet.
All right, you got it. It is then Jove's turn.
all right. Joe's gonna do the same move. He'll step to the side and throw it to the hills. Nat fucking 20! Yes! And I'm gonna add the D6 from Impaler this time, because I have written myself a sticky note.
Everybody go ahead and roll me that D8.
Reroll one of my dice here.
No change, Jasper. No change, Ornek. Mercifus goes back to baseline. Freddy, 7. Feel that weight increase once again.
So that's gonna be for 21 piercing.
Gotcha.
So roll a D8. That's a 6.
You feel weight increase. Jove, you begin to fall. Straight down. Can I have you make a dexterity saving throw as you crash into the altar?
I get my advantage back, right? Since I'm back in.
Yep, you do get your advantage back.
Ooh, that is a 23.
23. Yeah, absolutely. You land onto the altar. Literally your feet on the top of the codex. Yeah, you take 1 point of fall damage from that one. Actually, hold on, it's 2 because of that distance of that fall. 3 points of falling damage.
Yeah.
And you are now like, you literally land like on top of this kind of altar, your feet on top of the codex, like standing eye to eye. And you see now that you are next to this spellcaster that they are indeed like a towering, broad figure. Not thin or lithe like other casters you have seen, but almost brawny, solid. The mask covering their features, but just behind it you can see the insane glow of bright green starting to stem from the mask. It's starting to spread and poke out through the holes and different crevices and entrances as if the light is growing inside them as well.
Is there any way I can, like, I don't know, kick this book off the dais behind me?
You can on your next turn.
Oh, beautiful. Okay, then I will. I guess I'll just stand on top of it like this. But I will pull out my spear, so I'll have my spear equipped.
Absolutely. Then it is the caster, who, wow, you're right fucking there.
Yeah.
Last time that didn't work, so we're gonna go for something else instead. Yes. Instead, where did it go? Yes, it's going to move its hands forward and strike heavily at you, Jove, with the black earth rod. This seemingly long, blackened piece of earth. Not quite the sheen of onyx, instead as if a stalactite that had been blackened and corrupted over time. And is going to strike you for a natural 19
Ooh, that just does it.
plus 5
Well,
for
actually,
24.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, you
Yes.
definitely hit me.
It's going to be 8 points of bludgeoning damage. And as it goes through, you see the earth wrap around it, condense on it, and explode on you from impact. As it does an extra 2d8 bludgeoning damage. As you see a flash of green shoot from this individual's body down, taking an extra 4 points of bludgeoning damage. And burning a first level spell slot. We got more of those to burn. That is going to be his turn, Jove, as you see this strike. And as it impacts, there's like this shower of stone and dirt that like continues on. It's almost like watching a water balloon explode across someone's face, except made out of rock and sand. And the rest of it gets caught up and floats and spins and twirls and is sucked into this ever-increasing condensing of elemental energy. It's starting to get smaller and smaller, forming a small black orb that glows with a green light. But moving on, it is going to be Rornak's turn.
Alrighty. I think it's about like a 30 or 35 foot shot if I try to throw a dart at the caster from here, right?
Yeah, from there it'd be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and since you're 5 feet below, 35 feet from where you're standing right now.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Okay. And then from where I am, is that last monk still up as well? Or like
Indeed, he is still restrained on that large platform on the left side of the map that is 15 feet in the air. You can see that from almost like erupting from the platform, there's a tangle of shadowy like tendrils that as it tries to like stiff-legged like walk through it, it moves the leg back and holds this monk in place.
Okay then. Yeah, Hornet kind of want to move back here just to get a view on things. So while I am here, I will attempt the dart throw. I know that's with disadvantage, but
Absolutely.
I'll still go
Why not?
for it.
What's the worst that could happen? You hit Jove?
That is absolutely the worst that can happen. But that was a 12.
A 12. Yes, the dart does sail across the room and plinks harmlessly against the caster.
Gotcha. Okay. They look like they've got it a little bit covered or taking care of the monk. So Rornak, now kind of seeing things and assessing it, will use his movement to start jumping down, and begin to ascend that pillar towards the altar. I don't know that I can totally make it all the way up with 35 feet, though.
Well, you are already on top of that top platform there from your last turn, so you could begin to follow the path. You will need to make since you're jumping sideways, an athletics check to use your movement to jump across and be above the platform where Jove and the caster is at.
Okay. I'll go ahead and make the athletics. Let's pray I don't jump to my death. Okay, that's a good roll. Yeah, for a not natural 20.
Yeah, you make it across. You see Rornak run deftly across these floating stones, leap across with no issue at all, landing and hopping off the last stones. That would have used 5, 10, 15. Yeah, it would use your full movement, and you're directly above that platform, where Jove and the caster are currently engaged in combat.
Okay, so I'm right above them right now.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Okay, that's all for Rornak.
You got it. Then it is the monk's turn again, as it's going to try to break free of this tentacle. That is still not going to do. That's not going to do at all. Freddy.
Did you say the caster was still up?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Another one.
Go for it.
11, and I get back on the ground.
Mercifus is going to follow that same suit. Is sucked back into the node as we hit round 7. D8s for everybody, please. Five. Jove, no change. Rornak, you feel gravity lessen on you. Jasper, no change. So just Rornak, you feel a lightness of gravity. Okie dokie. Speaking of at the top of things, Jasper.
Alright. She's hoping to get the drop on this guy. Who's distracted by Jove. Just make an attack on him as she drops down.
Yeah, absolutely. Rornak runs up right behind you. As you drop down, Rornak, you take Jasper's space. Well, actually,
So that is a 24 to hit.
24. Yeah, that'll do.
Beautiful. Is Jove within 5 feet of him?
Indeed.
Beautiful. I'll love to hear that. Hooey. That is going to be 16 magical slashing.
Yeah, 16 magical slashing. Everybody roll me a d8. There's another surge goes through.
We speeding up, fellas.
Swoop, another one. No change, no change. Mercifus. Back down to baseline. Freddy. I believe, is that 3 again? Another weight added to you. What else you got for me, Jasper?
That is literally all she can do. So that's it.
You got it. Then it is Jove.
Yeah, Jove is gonna try and kick this book off of the dais, kind of to the south, I guess, and trying to hit it off the platform.
Absolutely. Go ahead and yeah, I would say you do kick the codex off and boom, 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 and it lands with a solid thud on the south side of this platform. Or back to the ground floor, I should say.
Okay, cool, yeah. And then he will. Is there? So he should be able to position himself, right? So he can get that flanking on this boy, right? Because we got Jasper.
You certainly
right
can.
here. All right. Well, then he will position himself as such, and do that. Attack with advantage.
Go for it.
Okay. That is for an 18.
An 18. You stab forward and you feel your spear about to press in. There's a surge of green light as he's going to cast shield, and it hardens up, and you can't pierce your spear any farther in.
Then he will
Mark off another first level. Getting low here.
I think that's gonna go ahead and yeah, that'll be his turn. He'll post up there.
Absolutely. The stone melder. You guys are really fucking shit up. Doesn't like that at all.
Your book.
Okay. Looking to you all, you see the caster jumps up and with a strike downwards of the staff, almost like a pogo stick, strikes the platform you are on. I need Jove and Jasper to both make dexterity saving throws.
Oh, fucking again. No.
17.
17. That does pass.
8.
8. That does not pass. As he's going to use Erupting Earth. Once again, at third level, to destroy the platform.
Come on, man.
This guy.
Yeah, Rornak, you're good to go, Rornak, because you're not on the platform yet. Let's see. I need my D12s. God, that sounds nice. 5, 8, 1. For 14. Jasper, you take 14 points of bludgeoning damage. Jove, you take 7. And then you guys begin to fall to the earth. The sorcerer lands, almost his feet sinking down about a foot before he is pushed back onto the base level. The debris rains down. Can I have you guys make me another dexterity saving throw as you fall the 15 feet towards the earth?
That is 16 for me.
16 success.
9.
Jove, you take 2. Lapis, you take 4.
Lapis is unconscious.
The stone shatters. This time, you're not prepared for the fall. It's the almost getting blasted forward, and then there's falling. And as you see, Jasper hits the ground on the north side of the bank, almost like a belly flop that's like 5 feet too far in the wrong direction. And with the saw, Jasper is knocked unconscious. Jove, you do land on your feet, you and the spellcaster still face to face. The codex under some of the rubble, only another 5-10 feet from you on the ground. The spear of elemental energy lashes out as the book is kicked from the altar, begins to unravel in a way as it expands instead of condensing for a moment. However, that is going to be the caster's turn. It is now Rornek's turn.
Okay then. Rornak. So this was all just below me.
You're literally looking down 20 feet, and there you see, you watch Jasper's body, belly flop the earth. You watch Jove land into some rubble, and the caster, just like the monks did, land and with a solid thud onto the earth, seemingly unaffected by the fall.
I imagine then, so Jasper, obviously she's unconscious. She's still close by to where the caster is.
Yeah, it's like Jasper, the river, the caster on the other side of the bank. And then Jove immediately in front of the caster, and then about 10 feet to the bottom or the south on the map is the Elemental Codex.
Dang. I don't imagine that river is either deep or not great footing on that one.
You did run across it. You know that it's about 5 feet deep or so.
5 feet deep. Okay. Yeah, I couldn't do exactly what I want to do there, so I won't land on that space. So Rornak is going to jump off to the side of the river that Jasper is on and land right by her. I'll use my reaction to use slow fall to negate the fall damage on that one. I think that's up to 5 times my monk level.
Would use a slow fall. Nice pitch.
Yes. So I will land next to Jasper, and I will use my bonus action as well. Spend my last key point to up you right now with Hands of Healing. So you regain. Let's see. It's as low as possible, but you have 3 HP and you are conscious again, Jasper.
Thank you so much.
Of course. And then Rornak, I will go ahead and use my movement to cross the river and get right next to the caster and take an attack on them.
Go for it.
It's just a 14 to hit.
That is not going to do.
Yeah.
As you strike harmlessly against the back shoulder of this individual, it's just like hitting the Zorn at this point. In fact, if anything, it feels even harder than the Zorn's skin in this moment of time.
Yup. Knew that wasn't gonna get through. But that is literally everything that Rornak can do at that turn, so that's it for me.
The monk is now going to try to break. Hey, there we go. Finally breaks free of the tentacles. What is the game plan here? For the monk? Yeah, that monk is going to run towards the caster and is also going to use its reaction to slow fall as it jumps down and gets behind you, Rornak, and performs a strike. I can't read that one. 15?
Does not hit.
Gonna use its bonus action to make another unarmed strike.
I understand.
Yes, I would hope so. Does a 16 do?
It doesn't. It's just short.
Just short. Yeah, you, almost like this sense, you feel like the nerves in your body just start to pulsate in spasm as this monk gets closer, and you turn around just in time to duck under one strike and then a second strike.
Whew.
That's going to be the monk's turn. It is now Freddy.
I'm just kind of getting frustrated, so I'm just gonna try and shoot at somebody else, just the closest person to me if it's not the caster.
That would be the stone monk.
Yeah, we're gonna shoot him. Hey, 21.
That'll hit.
5 fire. We're upgrading.
Ew. As you catch and singe the back of this monk. It drops down, makes 2 strikes against Freddy, and as it pulls back, its back is blasted by a bolt of fire from Freddy. Mercivus. Mercivus. Let's see, you guys are 10 feet in the air. You're right there. Mercivus is going to use a bonus action to Misty Step, use his full movement, scoop up the Elemental Codex, use his action, and dash up and onto the platform on the other side of the room.
Well done.
Mercivus now has the Elemental Codex. Back to the top. D8s.
D8s.
Go on a date.
Let's go on a date.
Guess what? Now your boy's only at 5.
Yeah. Jove, you lose the advantage on dexterity. You skill jump 10 feet and have a movement of plus 10 for 35. You're getting closer and closer to baseline gravity again. Jasper, you feel gravity increase on you. Well, Rornak, you also feel gravity decrease on you. So we've got 1 baseline, 2 heaviers, and 1 lighter. And then Mercivus, while holding the Elemental Codex, does not need to make that roll. All right, Jasper. You are currently on your stomach, just splayed out against cold stone. You briefly felt Rornak's hands on you, and that kind of surge of... Rornak's healing is not gentle. Unlike his healing potions and Freddy's wintry green, minty green healing that is just like light and delightful, or at least like medicinal in nature, this is like having your system shocked back into health. It's almost like receiving just a clear, as that healing is just surged through your body. It brings you back, but it's like almost like being electrocuted. It's almost similar to how Aquila, except inside your body. It doesn't make you faster. You just feel all of your organs and your energy speed up. It is an unpleasant but effective process.
Do I see that shit Mercivus just pulled?
Roll me a perception check.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Catchphrase.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, for the rest of you, Freddy, you're the only one probably had a great look at this besides Jove with your pass of 17, but it's like he folds into the shadow, appearing 30 feet away, and at a mad dash, just which is kind of this moving from shadow to shadow cast by this green light. Just shadow walks all his way through there. Not dissimilar to the way that Jasper moves.
She's gonna flank this stone monk, I think.
Yeah, you get behind the stone monk.
I'm trying to think if it's... Yeah, this is probably what she would do. So, roll a battle axe against him. Oh, thank goodness I'm flanking. 17
That'll hit.
to hit. Beautiful. Oh my god, come on, Jasper. 6 magical slashing.
6 magical slashing. You got it.
God damn it.
I did
That's her
6 damage on
turn.
one of my turns.
Absolutely. Then
That
it
was
is
double one.
Jove.
Jove is going to get to the other side of the caster because there is a Rory there too, right?
Yeah, behind the... So it's like we're in our famous conga line.
Conga line,
Jove,
yeah.
Caster, Rornak, Monk, Jasper. And then on opposite platforms on either side of the room is Freddy and Mercivus.
Well then, yeah. So Jove will flank the caster and go right.
Yeah, you're already flanking from where you're at. No, you don't have to move.
Well, then he's gonna get him with the pointy end.
Indeed.
Ooh, there we go. That is a 22.
A 22. That just does it. That just does it. Yep.
Yes, sir.
AC. 22. Just meets beats.
I'm gonna use my feature to re-roll. Yes. That is going to be, my friend, for 12 piercing.
Absolutely. You poke another hole in this individual, and more sand and stone begins to fall out. But you're seeing a actual trickle of blood start to begin to pour from these wounds as well. And the blood is still red.
There is indeed an organism.
That's something. I'm just looking over my stuff. Yep, that's me. That's what I got.
Okay. I gotta read this spell real fast.
Oh, Jesus.
That's never good.
Oh no.
I hate the sound of that.
Oh, yes, baby. With my last 3rd level spell slot,
Come on, man.
could I have everyone but Freddy make me a wisdom saving throw?
I mean, wait.
How am
I'm
I
actually
avoiding
okay.
this?
How are you avoiding it? Because this is... Wait. Hold on.
Damn it.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Let me look at the map. Let me look at this map. Alright, that is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. No, sir! It does indeed include you, Freddy. Ooh, making that wisdom saving throw. You are correct.
This is an area and not.
This is an area of
Correct,
effect.
correct.
Yes, this is a 40-foot cube.
Oh baby, nat 20 for a 19.
Success.
I also nat 20 for 22.
Success.
9.
7.
Failure. You feel a pulse of energy pulled straight from this orb of elemental energy, flashes out, and it's almost as if the air itself is petrified. You currently have fallen failure to slow. Your target speed, well, that's you guys. Your guys' speed is halved. You take a -2 penalty to AC and dexterity saving throws. You can't use reactions, and you can either use an action or a bonus action on your turn. Rornak and Freddy, you are able to shrug off these effects. Freddy, you feel just that slowness begin to creep in, but you push through the heaviness. Rornak, you focus your body, but Lapis, or Jasper, and Jove, you feel almost like the air itself becomes made out of stone, that you have to break through. Everything is so heavy and slow trying to get there. It's like both gravity and the air itself has become more stone-like. That's going to be his turn, baby. And he doesn't need to make that throw, neither does the monk, because he gets to choose who it falls victim to. Rornak, your move.
Okay. This monk guy who just came up on me, what shape does he look like he is in? Because Rornak has not been dealing with him this fight.
You can see that there appears to be some burn marks, what appears to be an intense bit of frostbite in one place, so clearly does have damage, and what appears to be a solid slash from Jasper, but is still on their feet. Much like the other monks you have encountered, they don't appear to move from the stimulus of pain.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, the attention's not exactly on him with the caster, but he does not like this monk coming on him, and we're pretty low
Gross.
on health. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Not appreciating it. So, Rornak is gonna take a strike on the monk here.
Go for it.
Attack. And that is a 23 to hit.
23, that'll hit.
Roll damage. That's minimum. That's 6 bludgeoning damage.
All right. Another heavy
And-
strike, but still on their feet.
And we will go ahead, of course, and do the unarmed strike. That's a 19
That'll hit.
for for another 1 bludgeoning.
How do you want to do this?
Oh, yo! Oh. It's like, oh man. As he like kind of like spins real quick to dodge those first 2 attacks, it's always moving. It's almost airbender style. It's like always moving with the flow and keeping that movement up. And as he kind of swings around with that, the first shot he grabs with both hands and swings the staff right across the head, and then just kind of comes down low, helicopter style, almost full splits on that one back foot pivoting, and just with what he has and what resistance has, just takes out completely through the ankles at that point.
And you hear just a shattering of the mask, and you once again see that familiar shape of your body laid low. The modifications to this organism being extensive. You feel something as it passes slither through you. Like a channel opening up in your mind. What else you got on your turn, buddy?
Rornak is a little spooked there. He'll try to collect himself as much as he can, and he'll just turn himself again to face towards the caster. And
Absolutely.
end it there. We'll stay where I'm positioned.
The monk is now dead. Freddy.
Yeah. So give me one more lay of the land.
Looking from your platform, you can see the spellcaster is engaged with Jove and Rornak, your sister, about 10 feet behind Rornak. Looking through, give me a perception check real quick.
20.
20, yeah. You see Mercivus on the other side of the platform with the other side of the cyst on a raised platform. The codex currently in hand. You see the rest of your party, the dead body of the Zorn, the fallen body of the monk, as you watch Rornak kill this creature, this former humanoid. So yes, you see everything on the battlefield happening right now.
Okay. Let's fucking shoot the caster again. Thank God Fireball has 120 feet.
Real.
14.
Not gonna do.
Yep. There's my turn.
Okie dokie. It is now back to the top. Round number 8. It's Mercivus. Mercivus begins reading the codex. I'll leave it at that as his action. He moves from that platform. How's he feeling at that platform right now? Solid. Yes, he's going to continue. He's going to begin reading the codex and begins speaking from it. At the start, can I get a D8 from everybody? Six, no change.
Uh-oh.
6, no change. 3, no change. 2. Rornak, how many is that for you?
That's 3 right now.
That's 3. You have advantage. You can drop 15. You know what happens if you get another one.
I do.
Absolutely. At the start of it, Jasper.
Slow halves my movement speed. Is
Indeed, it
that correct?
does.
I should then have 15 feet of movement.
You do.
Can I get flanking on the caster?
With 15 feet of movement, since you're 10 feet back from Rornak, you cannot. You go to run, but it's like running through. It's like those dreams where you're running at full speed, but you're not going anywhere. It's like that. So with your regular movement speed, you will not be able to get to the caster.
Let's go ahead and cunning action dash that then.
You can, but that is the only thing you're able to do on this turn.
Oh, right, because I only get one type of action.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, never mind then. We'll take an attack once we're in range of them.
With your 15 feet of movement, you would have to do a throwing weapon.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, might as well.
All right, go for it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do it with a 12.
No, that is not going to do it. You throw it, and it's like watching the weapon go slowly towards the caster. He's able to just turn around and knock it to the side with an offhand, rearing back with this large broad for his next attack. I believe that's your move, Jasper.
Yep.
Jove, you are also under this effect.
Yeah, as soon as that guy starts to turn around to hit Jasper's axe, he's going to be making that slow poke with the spear. And, ooh, that is a 25.
That will hit.
It is going to be a... Go ahead and re-roll my 6. Go. So that is going to be... That's 9... Yes. 9 piercing.
9 piercing. You got it. Rolls for slow. Natural 17. Maintains concentration. You're able to drive some of the spear into this caster once again. A slight shudder from the impact, and a little bit more blood begins to bleed from him. Anything else from you, Jeff?
I don't think so, honestly. Yeah, he's just feeling spooked at being slow, so he's just gonna stay right there.
Absolutely. We're gonna go. It is now the caster's turn. You guys are relatively close together. I've got some shurikens. No, let's go with a different spell for this one, since you guys are slowed. Can I have... Yeah, absolutely. The caster is going to move 10 feet, move 10 feet away from Jove and Jasper, heading towards Mercivis. Rornak, you may take an attack of opportunity.
Rornak will do that. For an 18.
An 18 does hit.
Sweet. He'll take 3 bludgeoning.
All right, 3 more bludgeoning. Rolls this 14 for the concentration, and begins to head towards Mercivis. It moves 30 feet in that direction, so is right under the platform underneath and is preparing to strike at Mercivis, but flicks a hand back, and there's a large shudder. I need Rornak, Jasper, and Jove to make me dexterity saving throws.
We have a -2 to that.
Yes, you do.
Did you say? Do I have advantage on that right now?
You do not have advantage on that.
Okay.
Well, unless you've got 3, so yes, you do, actually.
Okay. That's what I was double checking.
Actually, my mistake. This is not a dexterity saving throw. This is a constitution saving throw.
Hmm.
Oh.
15 for con.
15.
11.
11.
That's 11.
Oh wait, no, I wouldn't get that -2 for con, or would I?
No, you would not get that -2 for con.
13 though.
13. Okay. Let's see. It's 8 plus proficiency, which is 13. All right, the 15 does indeed pass. Everything below 15 does not, as he's going to cast Shatter on this area. So I believe Jove, that's a success. Rornak,
Yep.
which one was? What did you roll?
11. I failed.
11, that's a failure. And Jasper, that is also a failure. You guys take 3d8 thunder damage as the stone in the air itself seems to crack. Almost like Whitebeard from One Piece. It's like a bubble. This high pinging noise. So that is going to be 3d8 thunder. 5, 7, 6, 13. 13 on a failure, 7 on a success.
Rory's down. Rory's
So
down.
it's Jasper.
So is Jove.
Oh no.
Excellent. Now down to Rornak. Go ahead and make your first death saving throw.
That's a fail.
1 failure. Then it is Freddy.
Great. I mean, there's just no way I get there in time to do anything. Oh, I guess I try though. Okay, I'm gonna jump down from my platform.
Absolutely. What's your weight right now, gravity-wise?
Either +1 or +2. I think I'm at +1.
+1.
Right?
Absolutely. And it's only 10
Yeah,
feet in
sure.
the air with a +1. 10 feet with in the air +1. Yeah, you land on the ground 10 feet below. Go ahead and roll me this one's just for landing, acrobatics.
Ooh, 7.
7. You do land. Take 1 point of fall damage. But you safely landed onto, besides a bit of a rolled ankle there, you do land on the ground. Baseline.
And then I use the rest of my movement to move towards my closest downed ally.
That would be Jasper.
Yeah. I don't think I make it to her, do I?
If it's +1, you got 35 feet of movement. You jump down at that angle with the extra bit. And...
Oh no, +1 as in.
Oh, I have more gravity. Okay,
So I should take more damage, right?
That is indeed. Take 4 points of falling damage.
4 more or 4?
No, 4 total. So 3 more of falling damage for jump down, and then it's 5, 10, 15, 20. Nope, you've got enough movement to make it there.
Sweet. Okay.
Yeah, Jasper was the farthest one or the closest one to you. And with her reduced movement speed, she wasn't able to move very far towards the caster.
Oh, okay.
So yes, you
Then
can make it to
I will
Jasper.
Administer one of my potions of healing.
Absolutely. Go ahead and roll 2d4 plus 2. Oh, the music is so good.
Yeah, that's pretty good. 7.
7. Jasper, once again, consciousness returns to you. You healed for 7.
Woohoo! Thank you.
All right. Freddy, I believe that's your turn.
I mean, any movement, like even if I have 5 feet, I'm just gonna back away. But I don't think I have any.
Yeah, it would take your full movement to get to Jasper.
Then yes, I'm done.
All right, gotcha. Then it is Mercivus. he is going to move his full 30 feet and use his action to continue to consult the elemental codex. You see the spear and kind of the center of the earthen cyst begin to stabilize once more. However, instead of condensing, it is stabilizing and starting to press outwards. You can see that it's throwing off more lights, but less jagged, less crackling, more of starting to dissolve as he moves another 30 feet off of this platform, heading towards the river to the other side, trying to put as much space as possible between himself and this spellcaster. Continuing to speak in a language that, Freddy, you would be familiar with as Terran, but you cannot understand it at this point in time. But you'd recognize the similarities in it. Everyone else is either unconscious or just barely conscious to hear it. We'll go back to the top. Could everybody roll D8 again?
I believe I was actually hearing some Terran back the last time I had comprehend languages on.
Indeed, you have heard Terran. Notice no switching.
Sounds a lot different when you don't know what they're saying, though.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Rornak. I believe that puts you at 4.
It does.
Oh,
Rornak,
Yup.
the gravity reverses
bye, Felicia.
Fucking goodbye, everybody.
as your body slams the full 40 feet straight upwards with a thickening thud on the ceiling. It goes black. In this darkness, Rornak, you are not met by more darkness, but by light. A warm light goes through you, but you feel a heaviness. It's almost like the very center of your brain. You can feel your body lifting, but it's like your mind is trapped, stuck from pulling from this light. With that fall damage, Rornak, technically, rules speaking, that is only one more failure. Because even at max, it wouldn't be double your HP for a strike. So you have 2 failed death saving throws.
I thought that was it. I thought I died by going to the moon, everybody. I
Fly
thought
me
that was
to
it.
the moon. My
I
name's
thought-
Jory. Now I'm dead.
I literally thought it was gonna be a thud. And
You're
that
gonna
was
be a
it.
Rornak sandwich.
We're not out of it.
Oh my
I was
god.
totally ready for him to be impaled on the stalactite.
Right. You can always fall back
upwards
down.
into a stalactite.
All right. It is then Jasper's turn.
It's quite a pickle. So how far from Jasper are like the caster and Mercivus?
Mercivus has moved his 30 feet from that platform down around that column and has currently crossed the river, heading towards that next raised area on the north side. The spellcaster is at kind of the bottom left corner on the right side of that 5-foot raised platform right there, who has his eyes trained as Mercivus is running to the other side, still consulting the codex.
Okay. I think. Can she get like between where where the caster would be running essentially, and hold an action to attack? Oh, I can't have reactions though.
Yes, even though you have gone unconscious, you are still subjugated to the slow spell.
Okay, then I'm gonna probably go over to Jove if he's within range.
He is to you, indeed.
I'll go ahead and use a potion of healing
Go ahead.
on
Roll.
him. That is minimum
For 4.
for 4.
Jove,
that's
you regain
up.
consciousness. You're at 4 HP.
Ah,
It is then the caster's turn.
well, no.
Oh, Joe's turn, actually.
Yeah.
My bad. You're conscious.
So good. Okay, so I pop back up. Let's see here. I can throw a javelin from 30 feet, and I can walk 15 right now because of the slow. So that adds up, right?
Yeah, you would be able to make that attack not at disadvantage.
Beautiful. Yeah, there's not much I can do for Rory right now, unfortunately. I am the closest to getting up, so maybe. All right, yep. Throwing the javelin.
Let's see it.
Oh, baby. No, that's a 15.
Strikes, but does not find purchase. All right, it is now the spellcaster's turn, as he's going to cross the river and catch up to, well, from there, 5, 10, 15. 20. Ooh, Mercivus, you are lucky. He is just out of range, and so he is going to use his second level to cast Maximilian's Earthen Grasp on Mercivus. Mercivus is going to make a strength saving throw. Wow, it's an 18 minus 1 for 17. That passes. Mercivus ducks out of the way of the Maximilian's Earthen Grasp.
Fuck.
All right, Slippery Dark Elf. Slippery Drow. Sounds like a drink. That's going to be his turn. Rornak.
Slippery drow, what can I get you?
Welcome to the Slippery Drow. What can I get you? Speaking of what can I get you, Rornak, could you make me a death saving throw?
I can indeed. Here we go, everybody. That is a 6.
Rornak, you feel your body tear away. You feel part of you go towards that light. But another part of you falls deeper into that darkness. And in that darkness, you hear once again, Rornak, welcome home. As the life fades from Rornak, we move down to Freddy.
Is it just the caster at this point?
It is indeed just the caster.
Alright. Do I have the movement to get to him?
For you? What's your movement speed at? 25 right now?
Yes.
Yes, you could get to the caster. Well,
Alright.
from where you're at, 5, 10, difficult terrain of the water, 20. Ooh, you'd be able to get within. There's a 5-foot gap between you and the caster, since you have to go across the river, and that's difficult terrain.
Okay. Let's see. You know what? Just for funsies, I'm gonna move 25 feet towards him, and I'm gonna have him make a wisdom save against command.
A wisdom save against command. All right, where's his wisdom? Wisdom. Ah, here we are. Oh, okay. It's not great. That is an 8.
Oh, my one word is swim.
Heard. As your magic springs out and wraps around the head of this caster, breathes in deeply, and his body orients towards the river. I believe for command, it's on his next turn, correct?
So target must succeed with wisdom save. So I suppose, I'm assuming he speaks common.
Yes, he does indeed speak common. Yeah, on its next turn. Yep,
It's next turn, yeah.
on its next turn. Gotcha.
Follow the command on its next turn. Yep.
It is then Mercivis who is going to hop up on there, move his full movement speed away from the caster, and continue to use his action to consult the book. You see the orb begins to expand once again. At the start of it, now that Mercivis, everybody's gravity goes 1 towards baseline. Rornek, your body does fall. Splashing straight into the river with a large splash. Jasper.
Oi. So I heard the command, and I see him turn to move in that direction. Can I, like, I imagine he's not within my running distance right now.
Right now, no, but you can see where his eyes are trained at the water, and you could make it to the
Yeah.
banks.
Cool, she's gonna do that. And, I still don't have fucking reactions, though. She's going to, throw a dagger.
Absolutely, go for it.
No, it's a 12.
Strikes but does not pierce.
That's good. And
Jove.
if she can equip her axe again, she will, but that's it.
Yeah, you didn't have your axe with that one, so yes, since you got the throwing weapons, you can switch over to your axe. Jove, your move.
Jove's gonna loose a javelin first. Crit failed, but I am a halfling.
Crazy. To quote DJ Khaled, another one.
Yeah, that's only a 13, so I'm Mias. And then Jove will start moving towards where he saw the splash from Rornak's body.
You indeed. You get to the bank and you see Rornak's body face down to the river right now.
Yeah.
Then it is the spellcaster who gets into the river and begins swimming in it. It's going to use his movement speed to get into the river, I believe.
Does he count as prone?
He's in the river right now, so he's swimming. Technically, yes.
Whoa.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is for 1 round. So yes, he gets in there and starts swimming. He's right in front of you, Jasper, in the water. You can see blood and dust and stone washing and running down the river before being met with another kind of just wave of blood as it travels from Rornak's body down the river. It is now Freddy's turn.
Since he's prone in the water, I'm gonna go up and attack him with my rapier and
That
try and
you
stab
can.
him right in the back because he's a pussy that swims freestyle.
Yeah, go ahead and roll with advantage.
That's a 14.
14 does not hit.
God damn it! My highest roll is a 9 on advantage.
Oof. Then it's Mercivis, who will construct as we enter into round 10. The effects of gravity once again balance once more as the node continues to disperse its energy. Everybody move one more closer to baseline if you're not already there. Then it is Jasper.
If she's within melee range, she's gonna make that attack.
Yes, you can. With
Beautiful.
advantage.
Oh, thank you.
Advantage and sneak attack. Kill him.
Oh, bless. The highest was a 17, so that's 23 to hit.
23 will definitely hit.
Come on, sneak attack. That is going to be 12 magical slashing.
Yeah, a deep cut this time, straight down into the back of the shoulder. And this, you watch the rock and the dust split off of this individual as blood begins to darken the waters even more. This awful, terrible, bloody Christmas colors of green and red reflected off the water.
If that hasn't done it yet, she's gonna get out of melee range with it, but keep up with the cunning action dash if she has to.
Let's see. Let's roll for slow. Slow is broken.
Yay.
Oh, dope. Oh, wonderful. So yeah.
Absolutely. You back away from the river. Just an extra 5 feet?
Yeah, and just whatever direction she's heading in, I'll go that way. If she's actually swimming. Or the caster is actually swimming.
Yeah, it was more swim in place
Okay.
than up and down. Get in the water and swim for a turn.
That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. And for him, since he's so tall, he had to go in the free swim. However, would you believe that he's incredibly heavy and did not swim very far?
I could believe that.
Yes. Is then Jove. As you feel the
Jove.
effects of the slow wear off and the world speeds up once again.
Jove is going to just grab Rory by the back of the shirt or whatever, and he's going to pull him out of the water. He can't even bring himself to linger too long on this because he's afraid of what he might see. And no, he does. He looks down and sees what I can only imagine to be the mangled face of Rory having been pancaked up and down.
You see that his mask has shattered straight down the center of it, holding back the true kind of damage to his face from falling that far. The mask is well cracked down the center, holds just together at the tips of the fingers from the symbol of Elmater painted on the front of it, holding back the worst of it, at least for the moment.
Is there any way that Jove can check for vital signs?
In this moment, yeah, you can make a medicine check.
It's only a 5.
It confirms what you already think. A coldness washes over you.
Jove stands up and he runs at full speed, and as he does, he's gonna drop. As he gets closer to the prone individual, he's gonna drop his shield and with 2 hands on the spear, strike down on this individual.
Roll me with advantage.
That's 17.
17. Actually, 17 just hits.
Oh fuck! I thought it was 18.
Nope, 17.
Okay, since I'm two-handed, I have the D8, which is a beautiful thing.
Yep, when he uses shield, it goes to 23, but he's currently swimming in the water.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, for max damage. So that is for 12 piercing.
12 piercing. How do you want to do this, Jove?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Like, he's gonna come and literally step on the back of this dude's neck and just, like he's slaughtering an animal, just puts the tip of that spear, both hands, straight into the brainstem. And you can see him, and he's rocking it back and forth. And with just no concern for this person at all, after he does that, he just foot on the back of the head, pulls it out, and falls to his knees.
As you plunge through, the light from inside, you crack open into the carcass of this spellcaster, and a green light erupts from it. As it does, you feel almost this explosion of heat, and as it is about to consume you, you feel a pull of elemental energy as the energy from that and from around the room is sucked up into the remnants of that orb and begins to implode. There's a final flash of green lights and the end of Mercibus's chanting as the rocks begin to fall from above, splashing in some parts into the river, littering all around you. The magic of the room begins to dissipate, and you see almost like a rubber sheen, like almost closer to a water balloon popping. The outer walls of the cyst fall away, opening up the cavern once more into the darkness. And that's where we're going to end our session tonight.
You.
Whew. Well, a dark one indeed.
Yeah, that music was incredible, and so was the encounter.
Well, we will have to explore what comes next for the Lost and Found as the earthen cyst dissipates and the elemental node is sequestered away with the assistance of Mercibus. A pile of rubble covering Fergus, Rornak's still body on the banks of this underground river. Our party, bloody, to say the least. We'll return back next week for the conclusion of Boltsmelter's book and the fallout of events. Let's say goodnight to chat.
Good night,
Good
chat.
chat.
Good night.
Night chat.
Good night, chat. Thank you for joining us once again tonight. Much love. Peace in the Middle East. We'll see you next Sunday.